Does anyone else hear the bot? No, it says it's flying. I might reinstall Groovy and putting it off.
It's rhythm at the moment.
Yeah, I might reinstall Groovy, I think. I instead of disconnecting it, I kicked it in completely. That was a couple of weeks ago. I never reinstalled it.
Yeah, it's
more reliable.
Yeah, Groovy's better. Yeah, it definitely is better. Did Groovy just join? Yep, okay, that's good. I'll get rid of rhythm. I'll try Groovy instead.
Groovy.
Oh. There it goes indeed at 100% volume. Thanks, Groovy. I just killed a mosquito with one hand. Today has just gotten so much better for me. I just gained XP. You know those one-handed claps? Yeah.
Should have said it was like in Karate Kid.
Yeah.
By the way, what did you end up deciding with your dilemma?
I'm still here in Australia. I mean, in the Philippines, if that's the dilemma you're referring to. Yeah.
Didn't try to risk going back, no?
Look. My head wants to go back and my heart wants to stay. Like, I know it's the wrong decision to stay here. I really know that. But I've never been a smart person. You know, I've always been more intelligent and sensible, and so fuck it. I'd rather be here where I have, what I have, rather than going back to Australia where I've got fuck all.
That's fair.
Yeah, I got a pretty good setup here.
So you're saying your low end score is biting you in the ass?
It's not my intelligence score, it's not even my low wisdom score. It's not so much even my attributes, because my wisdom's not too bad. It's that I've got character flaws, like I've got negative... I have a Shadowrun character sheet, not a D&D character sheet, and I've got all these fucking negative qualities that just go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah.
That's what you get from min-maxing too hard.
Yeah, more multi-classing maybe. I think that's my problem. I haven't achieved 4 levels at anything, so I haven't yet got my single ASI. Classes all over the place.
My problem is I rolled 1 in most of my stats.
Yeah. Alright. Well, today is a fine day to begin a new campaign. And we are ready to begin. So perhaps we should do it without further ado, but at the same time, there's no need to rush. So if there's anything you want to ask and clarify, if there's anything you want to go back over or review or change or anything, now's the time to do it. And then we'll start skipping down the yellow brick road.
I do have one quick question.
Good.
In relation to our starting gold, we either do the rolling or we take the starting gear plus the gold from your background, correct?
Correct. That's right. So if you roll, then you don't get background gold.
Okay. So if I took the starting gold and my background gold, I should have like 25 gold in my pocket, and that's it.
That's a fuck ton, man. That's more than most people ever start with. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah, like that's one of the more better paid ones, like the noble background. Or
That's exactly what it is.
yeah, noble's 25. Like mine, what background did I choose? I'm a guild artisan, and I have 50.
I have 10.
Yeah, but 10 as well.
Super
Yeah.
proud of myself.
Woo!
I've wasted it on
Love it. You could be like the urchin and don't start with gold at all, but you get a mouse.
Yeah, urchin gets like 10.
That's bullshit.
That mouse
Should
is
we
easily worth 10 gold.
Exactly.
Should we maybe go over Billy's character's entrance and like where they've come
Oh
from?
yeah, that's
we didn't
right.
do that last week.
We did not do that last week. We should definitely do that. Alright, so, okay. Well, your character is a little bit unusual in that there aren't really communities of Kalashtar. There is kind of one, though. The Desert Mouth Mountains lie alongside Daggerdale, extending all the way down to Cormier, separating the Dales from Anarok. There is a small group of Kalashtar there that they don't make a race. They are still effectively human. They marry humans and interbreed with them and so on because they are human. But they are also more than human because of the quarry spirit that they harbour within them. They are a monastery. There's a series of monasteries up in the Desert Mouth Mountains, collectively called Zenith. But the monasteries don't have a lot to do with each other. They're neighbours, but because they're separated by vast gulfs of air, one sits on one mountain, one sits on the other mountain 10 miles away, even though geographically they are very close, it's not easy to walk to your neighbour. So unless you've got some capability of flight, and a lot of them do, then there's really no way of having any contact with anyone else. Are you from this community of Kalashtar, or is your story even more unique than theirs?
I think I would be from the community, but eventually, once I grew into age, especially being an elven one, I felt a little out of place since everyone else was human. I decided to just make my own path and start my own life in a simple village close to the Dales.
Cool.
Or close to where Vitch's character is from.
Okay, cool. So, it's interesting that you are an elf because you've had no contact with other elves while up on the mountains, except for the mythical race of elves called the Avariel, the winged elves. Most people mistake them for angels. I'm still here, right? I didn't drop?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
good.
still here.
Yeah. Anyway, keep going. So yeah, you never really had any other contact with other elves except for the Avariel, the winged elves, and the contact you would have had with them was relatively passing. Specifically, what group of elves are you descended from? The High Elves, who used to have vast kingdoms but retreated into the west? The Wood Elves, who were never truly civilized as humans imagine it, or some other race completely?
I was descended from wood elves, and I guess that's why I kind of decided to just go out and discover more about like my other roots. My elven culture.
Perfect. You don't know where your family came from. That was information was never shared with you. And so, being a wood elf, you seek out the nearest large woodland, and that would be the border forest. So called because it lies on the border of so many different regions: Anarok, the Moonsea, the Desert Mouth Mountains, the Dale Land, and the wild north. So you head up to the border forest. Are you religious in any way, shape, or form?
I was working to become a priest of the Sylvanus, and
Oh yeah,
kind of polyamorous with my beliefs. Like
sure.
with Sylvanus, and who's the opposite to her? With the mother of crops, and I forget her name.
Oh, Shawantia? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's great. Well, look, here's something that might interest you because up in the border forest, Sylvanus is important, absolutely. Eldath, the peaceful waters, Myliki, who is all about talking animals and looking after nature and stuff, and others. But notably, there is also Malar. Malar is a revered figure in the border forest, and that's controversial because Malar preaches cannibalism and hunting of men and wearing of human skins and all these sort of really weird and far out practices. But virtually every druid in the border forest pays homage to Malar in one shape or another. I mean, we've all got to hunt, we've all got to eat. Unless you're a vegetarian, you've probably got to invoke Malar's name at some stage. Did you? What were your views on this uncivilized sect within the border forest?
I was non-judgmental. The monastery was taught us like a very different beliefs. Like not that we don't have emotions, but we just looked at everything from a logical perspective. Like a lot of the gods, were new kids on the block to us, compared to the old gods. So it's not that I want to, practice their culture, and do the same thing, but I also don't want to interfere or judge those kind of people for what they believe in.
Alright, it sounds like your characters spent quite a bit of time thinking about the gods and yet not committing to them. What do you think a god is? Is it a quarry? Is it a person? Is it something completely different to either?
My character respects the gods, and he practices mainly with Sylvanus and her teachings, but what he thinks of the gods more is just kind of almost something part of nature, just another creature just that exists in the realm, but that should be respected.
Yeah, I fully understand. Almost like great spirits or something. They have their place, and thus they deserve our veneration. Alright, so that's basically enough, or at least for your origin story at least. But what about bringing you into contact with Vitch's character up in the border forest? Vitch, I'll bring you in for a moment. How do you think your character would relate to this itinerant, foreign, unique priest, or not priest, but unique person? What is your class, by the way, Billy?
Right now I'm a druid.
Yeah, cool, a druid, of course. So, what is your views towards the druids?
I think, in the time that I have come to know, or I would have come to have known this character, if I'd come to know that he was a druid, then I guess it would be the same way someone might treat like a holy man.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I'm a Furbolg from the forest, that this is a druid. Like druid, they are literally the bridge between like us and nature. So
Yep.
yeah, it'd be like a cool, sweet. Maybe he's like a hermit or like a wise sage or something like that. I don't know, but it's kind of how I'd look at it. Yeah.
Cool. And Malik, what circle do you intend to join? Because I'll assume that you've already been inducted, because you won't have a chance after this.
I plan on going the Druid of the Moon.
Oh, Moon Druids. Okay, right. In that case, it's easy. Because the Moon Druids are the second most powerful group of Druids in general, and certainly in the Border Forest. The Forest Druid, the Circle of the Forest and the Circle of the Moon, they kind of vie for dominance. But in fact, Moon Druids are probably even significantly more influential than the Forest Druids. But that's something that'll probably become apparent at some stage later in the campaign. For now, it's enough to know what's happening. Last year was the year of wild magic, 1372. This is the year of rogue dragons, 1373. In the year of wild magic last year, the Archdruid, who happens to be, or was once a member of the Circle of the Moon, I think, but the Archdruid and the Moon Druid, and perhaps I also believe the Druid of the Forest Circle, three of the most powerful Druids in the world, like maybe the three most powerful perhaps, all went off on adventure, for want of a better word. They'd learned in the Border Forest there was something terrible happening in Anarok Desert, something terrible. They didn't know what, they didn't know why, but they set out to find out. They went into the desert, and they never came back. And for us to lose track of an Archdruid is phenomenal. I mean, all it would take is a sparrow, or even maybe the wind itself, to carry the Archdruid's messages wherever they need to go, but we don't know their fate. They went into Anarok, they went down towards this mountain range here. I think it's called the Spire or the Scimitar or something, and all Druids just completely lost contact with them. It's inevitable that the Druids will be declared dead, and sooner or later, and when that happens, there will be a great moot at the Border Forest. A moot is like a meeting, parliament. You, as an ordained Druid, will have a vote every bit as powerful as even the masters of the various circles. There'll be an election to decide who is going to lead each circle. Each circle has a master. And then together the masters of each circle select the Archdruid, the hierarchy. Anyway, that's for the future, because as for now, we haven't actually declared the Archdruid or the Moon Druid or the Druid of the Forest dead. They've been gone for a year, but we're hanging on to hope for now. Alright. So, you team, why is it that you and Kinris team up and start exploring the White Cloud?
Originally, as after I moved to the monastery, I wanted to, start like a simple life. I lived in a village, and I'm not sure if it's going to exist anymore because of my story, but it was, I guess, close enough to his character, Kinris. Am I saying that right, Kinris?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So I was kind of just, it was kind of just like a very liberal village. We didn't care what god you worship. Mainly the people that lived in this village, worship nature, respected nature, but raiders of that were I guess, worshippers of Cyric, raided the town. We had no means of defending ourselves, really, so they just locked us up in our monastery and just burned us all. And I managed to survive, whether it was the grace of gods or nature or just my will, but Kinris found me and took me in, and I would say about like 6 months of just living with him, he was basically nursing me to health with him and I guess his clan of giants, or giant folk.
Sounds good. All right, Kinris. Would you like to relate briefly what we recounted last week with our time on the road? That just basically brings us to within a mile of the old Fort Inn.
Yeah, sure. So I think what we had settled on, at least in terms of what Kinris wanted to do, was there was that stone, I think, that we had talked about that had that signified the pact between like elves and men.
Oh yeah, the standing.
I think.
Stone,
Yeah, and I think because of like Kinris's like newfound sort of curiosity and want to explore, as a sort of like coping thing for what's happened with like all the druids and like the grandfather passing, or like just, all that sort of stuff, he's kind of just left. He's probably taken Malik with him. They've gone just on a bit of a journey to the Standing Stone, come back via, I think is it Shadowdale, that village with Elminster.
That's right.
Come back up that road, and I think it was on that road we bumped into I think we had also had Riz with us, and we'd bumped into Gaz's character as well. I think that's where we had kind of left it. Yeah, so I had kind of just assumed that Malik had been like tagging along, for lack of a better expression.
Sounds good. Okay. It is the day of the spring equinox in the year 1373, the year of rogue dragons. Aptly named are the years. They were prophesized in ancient times, well over 1,000 years ago. The names were picked, and they always hold true to their prophecy. The year of wild magic was wild indeed. People would cast Featherfall only to accidentally cast Fireball in the pro. Gates and portals were opening to foreign worlds, and people were falling through, never to be seen again in many cases. And if the year of rogue dragons is anything to go by, we're going to have to watch the skies at all times, because you never know when those reptilian demigods are going to descend upon you. And this is something that's probably on your mind as you travel through these hills that are known to be dangerous. Stick to the road is the advice that you're always given traveling along this. You're divided into small groups at the moment. Some of you know each other and some of you don't. And you're each within around about 1 mile of the old Fort Inn. Some coming from the west, some coming from the east. Now, to determine who arrives at the inn first, work out, what the groups are, whether you're a group of 1 or a group of 3 or 4 or whatever. And within your group, pick, I guess, a leader. And that leader will then roll a D33. And we arrive in groups at the old Fort Inn.
You want to roll it, or you want me to roll it, Green?
I'll roll it. That's fine by me.
You don't want me to roll
Brother
it.
gets first.
That's right.
Hey, Riz, go.
3.
Most
For,
impressive.
Virgil and Metamarco. That's a 3.
It could be worse.
Kind of seems like Kinrus is the leader of our group.
All right, here it comes.
Uh-huh.
Kablamo.
Alright. Is there one other group, or is there two people traveling alone?
I think
So I
that's
think we
another
got
group.
Quake on his own and Sirloin on his own.
I thought we had met and we were both going down.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. You two are together.
Cool.
You and Alexander,
Yeah,
right?
I recall hearing a rumor of someone going to fight goblins. So I just bluntly walked up to him and was like, You're going to fight goblins. Let me join you.
Hmm.
Then
Shall
he
they roll
didn't
for
ask
us,
for
yeah?
payment.
Yeah. Alright.
Let's see, 24.
Perfect. And so it will be you pair arriving first. All of your characters will be on the map. If you're not there, just don't use them. It's probably just easier.
Sure.
Alright, so quick quality assurance. Yep, looks like it's working just fine. Groovy keeps like increasing and decreasing its volume. I really appreciate that Groovy. That's and I just love readjusting the volume every 2 minutes. Okay, so yeah, so what have we got? A Minotaur, and is it a human, right? A Minotaur and a human walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Who's horny?"
Boo.
With
Boo.
a human, really.
I think the answer is yes.
Indeed, it's a human male. Come on, guys. We can relate. Alright. So, the Old Fort Inn is a grand building. It's seen better days, but it still stands strong. Made of stone on the bottom level and wood on the top level, it is a vaulting building. Even though it's only 2 stories, it stands as tall as something that's 3 or 4 stories high. It's huge. The roofs in those, particularly the lower level, must be absolutely vaulted. So you arrive at this fortified inn. It is clearly inhabited. You can see some. The fire is providing illumination to light up the inn inside. There are the smells of cooking, and but not much sound of activity. You don't hear a bard play. You don't hear hammering or chopping of wood or anything like that. You do, however, hear livestock. There are a horse or two, maybe a cow, perhaps, in to the right, which is the stables. You can tell that by the. And you might be able to see in through some of the windows on the on the west here that show that this is kind of a barracks, or rather the inn. If this part is the tavern, then this is clearly the boarding house or the inn. All right. So Arizon and who's the Minotaur's name? Alexander. Arizon and Alexander, and the double A team, or triple A if you count Arizona Gundar. Alright, Team AAA, you have arrived at the Old Fort Inn. It smells like an inn, a mixture of cow shit and cooking. You'd be familiar with that, both of you by now.
Yeah. Guess I'd be following Horizon.
I think fine. Sorry, I guess I'll go look around and see if I can find the fabled knight that was supposed to be here, right?
Absolutely.
Just like go into the actual inn part, which is where, like, here?
To the north, yeah, that's right. The road leads up. Oh, come on, click. That's right, the road leads up towards the front door. Alright, you knock on the door.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sorry, the door's probably already open. There's a few. Just give me a moment to open the windows, since they probably a few of them would be open. Although not all. Okay, cool. So you find an open, hearty building, vaulting roof, not a lot of furnishings, and almost no sign of any staff. There is a one-eyed halfling behind the bar who greets you immediately. Oh, welcome to my inn. It's great to see you here. But as soon as you enter, you notice that the clientele are probably not the sort of gentry that you might have expected. The knight, or a knight, a Cormyrean knight, is on your right. But in addition to a sinister woman wearing heavy black armor, sitting alongside a beast that is clearly some kind of monstrous humanoid, but you may not determine which immediately. In addition to her, in the far corner, beside the fire with the windows closed, are a trio of dark elves. They look to be keeping to themselves, but the instant the pair of you walk in the door, they tense up and discuss something among each other with their hand signals. Welcome to my inn. There's only 3 rules: no fighting, no stealing, no opening the doors or windows after dark. You got it?
Sure.
Okay.
Take a seat. Can I get you a drink? Can I get you something to eat?
I want a drink.
Well, sure. Prices are right here. He gives you a menu.
I'll peruse it very slowly. I'm sure his reading age is not very high.
It's very simple. You've got a choice between porridge or meat. You can rent a bed for the night, just a bed in the dormitory, or you can get your own room. There's even an option to rent the penthouse, although it's so pricey that it's probably not something.
Right. I'd probably order them just meat, like a steak or something like that.
Sure, I'll get right on that. And he picks up his money box. Nobody go behind the counter. And he goes outside to do a bit of cooking. Do you go behind the counter while he's gone?
No, I'm just gonna plant
No.
myself awkwardly in one of the stools, and I'll turn to Horizon and say, "Let me know when you're ready to leave."
I'm gonna go to the guy and greet him.
The Cormyrean knight is tense. He's watching the black armored woman and the dark elves with a great deal of apprehension, and he gives the same apprehension to you. And but nonetheless, he remains polite, though his jaw is terse. Greetings, yonder traveller. How fare thee on this day?
I wish I could say I was doing better. Are you one of those impressive Knights of Cormyr that I've heard of?
Oh, aye, sir. Though I not be truly impressive, I do serve Cormyr as one of its purple dragon knights. The name is Wyvenwater, Sir Alan Wyvenwater. How may I be of service to thee? Maybe the Minotaur could help if Horizon's lagging.
What was it that he said?
How may I be of service to thee?
We're looking for a famous knight who's supposed to be here.
There be no one of great fame here that I know about. Yet, could it be thee that I seek? I have no claim to fame, yet I have the title of knight bestowed and gifted.
You must be the one.
What can I do for thyself, beast of the forest?
I understand you're going to fight goblins.
Oh, why, that be correct, yes, though I must travel yonder. I had come north on important business, and yet I have learned that my calling is required elsewhere, and thus I shall be heading south and abandoning my previous desire. I shall be slaying goblins, yes, but they are 1,000 miles south of here.
That is a shame.
Well, then I guess you're a bit useless, then, aren't you? I'll walk away.
Perhaps, it is as I say. Incompetent trumpet.
I'd like to order an ale. Is he back yet or no?
He comes back with a steaming steak. Smells delicious, and a pile of summer vegetables. And he serves you your ale as well. Shortly afterwards, a large group of people, 4 of them being led by a man who had hit his head on most doorways, come into or wander up the road. Now, you would have seen up ahead, maybe half a mile in front of you, a minotaur enter the inn alongside his master. Could they be bandits? It's an awfully small crew of bandits, just 2. But then again, when you've got a minotaur, you can expect people to hand over their goods when you demand it.
Yeah, base that big in an inn. It's like a bull in a china shop, isn't it?
Hello?
Turn to everybody with me. We should be a little careful. You see that thing walk in? Damn.
Oh, it's fine. I know plenty of Minotaurs. They're the friendliest people you ever meet. Tell them you, do something bad and gouge you and tear off your arms.
Best we not do anything bad then.
Just don't insult them. They'll be fine.
Are you saying we don't want beef with the cow?
I'm saying I don't want beef.
Hey.
Whatever you do is up to you, bud.
That's a funny joke. Kinris kind of lowers his head as he walks in.
Hey there, everyone! Welcome to the Old Fort Inn. There are only 3 rules: no fighting, no stealing, no opening doors and windows after dark.
Is it after dark
Yeah.
now?
What was that?
Is it after dark now?
It's about 3 p.m.
Okay.
The grit isn't matching. It's killing me.
What can I do for you?
I'm nothing right now. I was gonna kind of jump on a stool and sit back for a bit.
Sure. Do any of you carry an instrument?
Yeah.
Say, you want to liven the place up? I'll throw in an ale.
Ah, sure, why not?
Alright, make a performance check. Brilliant.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's Well,
That's a
that
good way to start.
Music came all the way from heaven. Say, do you want to stay for the night? Your character's female, obviously. I can't offer you a bed in the dormitory. It's only for men, but I'm happy to give you your own room.
Oh, thank you.
That's fantastic. Say, where'd you learn to play?
Oh, over by, was it Snake Bridge?
Serpent Bridge, yeah.
Serpent Bridge, that's
Ah, I heard they got a really great education system there. It's really paid off on you.
it. Thank you. I think so too.
So, but notice the tension in the room. In spite of the halfling's cheery, generous attitude, we've got a knight in the corner who is watching everyone. We've got a warrior with her black armor and some kind of beast, some giant orcish beast by the look of it. And but no one gives you so much cause for concern as the Dark Elves, who are there's a tablecloth over their table, and they're kind of adjusting it, trying to pull it down lower while they communicate with their hands alone.
Can I know what they're saying?
Do you have either Thieves' Cant or Drow Sign Language?
I have Thieves' Cant.
Perfect. Make an insight check.
Good at insight.
Yeah, out of character.
What the?
Oh my god.
All
Are you
right.
kidding me?
Turn off roll hacks, please.
They are.
You do
are
that a third time.
They're basically saying more chumps. All right. Well, more chumps are more targets. Well, that's great. Let's take advantage of this. Well, once we've worked out where the cards are falling.
Okay. I'll just kind of keep it to myself and pay attention to what they're doing.
Excellent. You also hear a click that sounds like a hand crossbow being loaded. You don't see any hand crossbow though.
Good to know.
Can I lean forward to the little bartender here? And I'm kind of just leaning forward and quietly
What can I
ask,
do for you?
"Hey, listen, what's with the darkies in the back corner there? What's going on?"
Hey, look,
Jesus.
pal. We open up our doors to anyone. This is a free establishment. We don't follow all them discriminatory laws that you got down in places like Dagger Falls. Out here, anyone's welcome to a beer if they got.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right. You kind of just sit back and just go quiet and pick up a napkin and just idly play with it.
I'll look to the bartender and I'll say, please, give each of my friends over here at the bar an ale, please. Unless you guys
Sure.
want wine. I'll pay for it myself. It's on me.
Ale is good, Malik. Thank you.
And then while he's serving the ale, I'm gonna also telepathically talk to Kinris and Devi and just say I feel uneasy here, getting weird stares and there's just weird tension in here. I want to go soon, please.
Oh, really? I hadn't noticed. Okay. Let's have a drink and then get out of here.
Forgive me, fine lady, says the Cormyrian, addressing, is Riz?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, good. So addressing Riz the Cormyrean gets up and he bows and he's very gracious. He's really gracious as he does so. Forgive me, fair lady, for such direct inquiry, but be thou travelling in the direction north toward Dagger Falls?
No, I haven't really made up my mind yet. Just kind of going where the roads take me, you know?
Well, perhaps thy road shall lead to Dagger Falls, for I have what I veritably call a task for thee. Not a quest, truly not so grand as that, but yet something that must be done. It was of great import, though not great urgency.
Oh, what is it?
Oh,
I'll have time.
It be that I must depart from yonder lands and head south toward fair Cormyr, home of thy birth. There are great troubles in thy homeland, and I long to return there, that I might play some role in quelling growing anarchy and chaos. Yet I have a task that I cannot neglect, for I have sworn an oath that I, once given a task, will see it through to the end. It is simple enough. I have thy ox and cart, and I wished for them to be taken to Dagger Falls. They carry 100 pounds of salt, verily expensive, each pound of salt worth a gold piece, and thus bandits would seek to plunder it. But I look upon thee, and I see in thee a worthy lady, a woman of grace and honor, that thy trust completely. I will not ask for payment. After all, it is thy burden that thou takes on, and in fact I will offer 10 pieces of gold and a sharp and sturdy weapon, a glaive or a halberd from my lands. And I would gladly give up thy halberd and pay thee 10 gold pieces if thou would swear unto thee that thee will deliver thy salt 100 pounds forthwith to Dagger Falls. Thou may keep the oxen.
I'll look over to Kinrith, Devi, and Malik. Well, I only just met you guys, but you want to come with?
Well, I guess I'm headed that way anyway. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
definitely
like
was kind of heading that way anyways.
Turn back to Sir Alan and say, I'd be happy to take this one.
My thanks are with thee and thy company. Verily, I thought that thy were a warband of sorts, mercenaries, perhaps. I grossly misjudged thy familiarity with each other, and I am all the more satisfied for having seen thee help this lady. I will let thee make the arrangements for thyself. But thy heart is resting now, as I feel thy burden lifting off thy shoulders.
Well, seems like you're off the clock now. Why not join us for a drink? Relax a little before your journey tomorrow.
Verily, I shall. And he orders some wine. He gives you the 10 gold, presents the halberd, has the stats of a glaive, but it's a halberd. And he begins sipping away at his wine and engaging in polite conversation, if you wish it.
Yeah, I'll kind of keep him busy exchanging stories of nothing.
Sure. Tells you about the Wyvern Water, the largest lake in Cormyr, which he says has trout as large as this halberd. Well, perhaps that be not entirely honest. And he looks guilty at his white lie. Meanwhile, coming down the road are a pair of twins, one angelic and the other devilish. You've arrived at the Old Fort Inn, Blackwood Twins. It's a fortified establishment, and it sounds like there is a master minstrel at work inside.
Now that I gotta hear.
At least the entertainment will be good. They'll sort of just look the place up and down.
Come on,
A
Manny.
moment.
Oh. What is it now? Whizbiz?
No, just give me a second before we go in. And he's going to adjust his hat and pull his tail a little closer to his body and try to disguise himself the best that he can.
And I'm gonna kind of roll my eyes at that.
Alright. Anyone who wonders, they have to beat a 16. And, alright. Let's go.
And I immediately, just throw the door open and I announce my presence. Greetings, simple country folk. I am in need of a room.
Oh,
Two
sure.
rooms.
Why don't you come right in? If you want a room, they're a gold piece each. But if you're bunking together, you can hang in the dormitory. Men only.
He's gonna slap 2 gold pieces down on the table and kind of just take a look at the room here, see what's going on.
Wait a minute. He says, no, you got a signet ring, haven't you?
Yeah,
I
think
sure
you both
do.
Didn't realize we were in the company of nobility. Perhaps you'd rather have the penthouse upstairs. A bargain at only 10 gold pieces.
I think a simple room will be fine. It is private, correct?
Sure is. I locked the door on you myself.
I think that should do. Oh, wow, this is quite
For the
crowd.
night, anyway. And do I see spot the other knight from Cormyr? Do I happen to recognize any of his insignia, anything like that? Am I familiar?
Make a history check with advantage. It should be very easy.
I am really stupid though, so let's see about that.
Is he making a history check?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say I'll help him, but I think I'll make my own.
You recognize him as a Cormyrian dragon, purple dragon knight. There's no doubt about that. But Virgil, you certainly can't understand the heraldry. Manimarco, you're sure that he is one of the Wyvern Waters. As mentioned before, the Wyvern Water is a massive lake. The fact that he shares the same name with it should give you an indication of both the prestige and the history. This is a long, ancient name, a very old name. Probably older than your own house. Although, is your house truly ancient? I'm not sure.
It is.
Right. Well, yours would be older
Very
than
old.
his then. Yeah. Anyway, he's well known to be an honorable guy, chivalrous, humble, kind of naive. All easy to pull the wool over the guy's eyes, especially if you're a pretty lady. But he's brave, a brave warrior for a dude that's pushing 50. And, well, he's still questing. He's still up here 1,000 miles north on some mission when a man of his age and stature has every right to be at home in front of his fireplace.
That sounds like he's earned a drink. You know what? Everybody earned a drink, I think. Fuck it. How much is it gonna cost for me to buy a round? How many people
Jeez,
is
are we getting
that?
drunk?
We are now.
Fourth
This
round.
dude's 50 and still adventuring. That's worth partying. Drink to your life, drink to your health.
Aye, and we shall, if thee accept it, I shall raise also a toast to Seamorph, goddess of nobility, that she may protect Cormier and its king in this time of trouble.
And
I'll drink to that, and to Lathander, god of my youth.
When you say a drink for everybody, do you also mean the black armored lady and her companion and the 3 drow?
Oh, of course.
When the toast is raised to Seamorph and to Cormier, one of the drow pours his wine straight on the floor. The other two kind of, it's this one that pours the wine, this one sniggers, and the one who's got a beautiful red cloak, a magnificent red robe, seems to chastise them, but only in the way that a tolerant mother might chastise a flippant child. Oh, you.
Are they male drow or female?
They are all male, although you can hardly tell with the red cloak. He's so very handsome.
I'll just ignore them. Sun kisser.
Such is their lot.
Can't please everyone, brother. Now, Sir Alan, what brings you to this part? My brother and I figured we'd be the only Cormierans adventuring this far.
Well, I cannot say, even on my oath, even to noblemen like yourself, he says, not noticing the gaping, the horns that are hidden beneath your cloak. I have been traveling on royal business for the knights. However, I until recently had thought to travel to Dagger Falls, yet I have found yonder adventurers who have lifted my burden. They travel now to Dagger Falls in thy... perhaps, given the number of bandits in yonder region, they could appreciate the help of men in good standing, such as thyself. My lady, may I introduce to you the Blackwood boys? I do not know their names, but I can vouch for their family.
It's an honor to meet you. You will have my sword protecting you the entirety of the way.
Oh, thanks.
He makes like an over-exaggerated like drop to his knees and like touch his chest while he's saying that.
You can hear my eyes rolling inside my head.
I'm so deaf to that by now. It's like, this is ridiculous.
Exactly. Manamarcos are just like rolling constantly with this.
And who are you?
It's a shame they don't fall out of his head.
I'll look over to Marco. Or Minamarco.
You can call him Manny.
Manny?
Do not call me Manny.
He's just kidding. My brother loves to kid.
I see.
What is
yes,
this?
Do you want to come with us to Daggerfall? Is that what you're getting at here?
The roads will be beset by cursed bandits and werewolves and dragons and of course you will need a knight of noble Cormier along the way.
Another knight to throw his body at the wilderness. Good to know.
I'll lean over the table and say, that sounds fun. We should join.
Magnificent specimen! Flex with me!
Alright, please tell me you're looking at the plant.
I am definitely. I was looking at the Minotaur.
Oh.
I shall flex.
Wait, are you? What was it? Alexis? Was that your name?
Wait. That I knew that music couldn't have been a coincidence. I know you.
Yeah, I remember you ripping that goblin's arms off. He got sold.
Yes, I did. Well, I no longer have a master. I am finding
Oh,
my
good
own
for you.
way. Perhaps would it be okay if I joined you?
Sure, what's another freak to this freak show?
Ma'am, not far be it from I to question thy judgment, but be thee sure that thou wants to team up with this monstrosity?
I wouldn't hurt a fly that didn't want to hurt me.
As you say, ma'am, these are strange lands to me. In Cormier, such a beast would be, well, it's best left unsaid for polite company, ma'am.
Oh no, I know what you mean. It's like that up here too. But
Hey.
they're the most fun people to be around.
Sir Alan, I think that we should give this creature a chance. His appearance, while frightening, may just be just that. Just
Look at the muscles on him, though. Just can you imagine? He could lift 2 goblins, one in each hand, and smash them together.
I'm sure he could. Perhaps we'll get the chance to see it in action on the road. What is it that we're transporting to the Dagger?
Salt. A lot of salt. Yeah.
Aye.
Trade commodity of trade commodity.
100 pounds of salt to full gas caravans in Dagger Falls, yonder, not more than 25 miles. They shall pay on arrival thy fee of 10 gold pieces, and I have neither need for halberd, nor ox, nor cart, and thus I entrust them to you, my lady, to distribute fit to your mercenaries as thy see appropriate.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
I too, says the woman in black armor, standing up now, seek the aid of mercenaries.
Oh, and what do you need mercenaries for? You got that big oaf next to you.
I seek assassins.
Ah, that makes sense.
It is a reasonable job. I seek the assassination of a arsonist, a murderer, a heretic. This heretic worships evil God, foul God. You would be doing the world a favor by assassinating this heinous arsonist.
No one else is interested? I mean, it's not really a job for me.
I will pay up front to anyone who will swear an oath, a blood oath, that they will deal with this heinous criminal, and that they will kill them dead within the 10-day.
I'm gonna roll an insight. This is freaking me out.
Alright.
Yeah, what's with the way they talk, man? That's
She wears black armor, and the black armor is extenuated by great black gauntlets. You see her iron Halsey symbol draped around her neck, and you know that you look at one of the champions of Bane god of tyranny.
Figured as much.
This is something.
I'll step forward and just say, while I can't speak for all of this mercenary company, I think that one job at a time is enough for us.
100 gold. He is a weak, insignificant, wretched man. I need only one of you to take this. And she looks at the Minotaur. Surely you would be willing to undertake justice for 100 gold.
I don't like to fight weak things.
Did you you mentioned arson? Was it?
Yes, he is an arsonist and a murderer, and he is a heretic. His god is Cyric, god of murder, and thus he thinks murder is holy.
Let's speak to Malik and Giant. Does this sound familiar to you at all?
I kind of shake as she says that, and I look to her, and I stand up from my chair and say, "Where is this man?"
He can be found in Dagger Falls, and I swear, if he is not there, then you shall be lifted of your oath. Yet, if you accept this task, you must swear he will die within 10 days.
I look to her and with a very serious look, I can't promise you that I can find this man in 10 days, but I can promise you, man, that this man will be dead.
The deed must be done within 10 days.
Debbie's just going to do her best to ignore.
She has been watching Debbie and trying to work out if, it was worth inquiring about this quiet stranger who's basically, said nothing. You're clearly armed and ready, but she evaluated you, and you didn't strike her as the assassin type.
Yeah, definitely not.
Her insight's good enough for that. Minotaur, on the other hand, hey, he'll do it. I'm not racist, but...
And she'd be wrong there.
She has an ogre as a friend. She's not racist.
Exactly. That's right. He's a half ogre. Clearly his mum wasn't racist either. If you travel to Dagger Falls and your target is not there, you will be released from your oath.
What's this man's name?
He is Arbarak. Arbarak of Am. Do we have a deal?
You keep mentioning oath, and I don't. What is your big problem with this man? Exactly? Did he do something personal to you?
He is a heretic. All followers of Cyric must die.
Can I do an insight check to see if this person's telling the truth?
Absolutely. Her hatred seems to be genuine, but you don't know this person, and for all of her dramatic get-up, this might be, just an actress.
Can I do a religion to know the relationship between Bane and Sarah?
You absolutely can. Brilliant. Alright, so I won't go into the full story, but they hate each other with an incredible passion. In fact, there is currently, or there was, in 1372, there was a thing going on called the Bane Death. And a story is required, unfortunately. So this is what happened. Bane was a god. Cyric came along and usurped his power. Bane was dead for a long time, but legend has it Bane was reborn just over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, up in the Moonsea. He exploded out of the ruins of Zental Keep or something like that. Immediately upon arriving, his first decree was the Bane Death, and the Bane Death was Baneites going around finding Cirrus and saying and converting them or killing them. Convert or die. And that was how the Baneites took back the Zentarum from the Cirrists, who had taken the Zentarum from Bane when he was defeated. So, last year, the Baneites had a pogrom called the Bane Death, where they would just convert or die any Cirrists. Guess what? The Bane Death is over. They've had their time to convert, and now it's just time for this sectarian violence to absolutely eradicate their rivals. And thus, Cyric worship has been all but extinguished up here in the Dales. All but extinguished.
Fair enough. It seems more advantageous to keep them fighting each other and not help one.
Interesting perspective. $100 pieces of gold paid up front to any committed to justice.
I look to Kenris and say in Giant, those sound like the men that did that to me. I don't even give a shit about the fucking gold. I'm gonna kill him.
Well, it sounds like he got his name. It's a place to start. And she seems pretty clued into the fact that he's in the next village over. Maybe you can find him there without worrying about an oath or any money. You got more than you started with? Kid just kind of shrugs and starts as they'd be.
What about you, Elfie boys at the corner? You seem like the guys that don't mind getting your hands a little dirty. You gonna help the lady out?
No, sir. Says the red, the one wearing red. Although the other two dark elves scowl at you, and their hostility seems to grow simply by you addressing them. But madame, if I could make a query of my own, I am wondering, madame, have you seen an elf recently? I am searching for an elf, a very specific elf maiden, an elf with wings.
Well, I mean, I saw a lot of weird stuff at the last time, but I don't think any elves had wings.
She would be very distinct. I do not think that you would forget her after seeing her.
Do I know who he's talking
Anyone?
about?
Yeah, you could make an insight check or a history check or something. Certainly, you've seen winged elves in your life. Yeah. Excuse me. The Avariel are probably the rarest of all elf subraces. Most people think that they are a myth, but you've seen them with your own eyes because what few there are reside in Zenith, and Zenith is the community of monasteries, desert mouth mountains. So I guess he's clearly talking about the Avariel, although he's looking for a specific. Who that might be, you have no idea. Anyone, I can pay very well for any information that leads to the discovery of this winged elf maiden.
Oh, what's her name?
She would be Harlina Angelwing. She would be within the vicinity of this area, Dagger Hills. And with that same insight check, you would know her as one of the nobility. You probably heard of her. There's a rumor going around that, she's descended from someone important. But then again, everyone says that, right? Everyone thinks that they've got some important lineage or history in their background somewhere, in their blood. Helena Angel Wing, a winged elf. She would be in the area.
What exactly do you want with her?
Well, it is information. That is all we want. We want to know if she is safe, if she has been seen recently. Tell me what you know.
I myself don't know anything, and I just turn my head back towards the bartender and just gulp down the drink.
Anyone? No?
Don't suppose I would have heard any rumors or anything the past couple days.
Sure, make a history check. Ooh, 20's really good. 20. And we came from, in Shadowdale, actually. Give me a moment to have a bit of a look at something. But, in Shadowdale, you came across an arrogant dwarf who had been complaining about a winged elf. Apparently, the winged elf came in to check out his range of magical weapons, and she said that they weren't good enough. Not good enough? What bleeding Wilfred thinks that my magic items aren't good enough? This axe has a diamond edge and is enchanted with the soul of a storm giant. How can she say it's not good enough?
Wasn't made by, of course, that's why.
It was made by a dwarf.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, I heard this dwarf bitching out some snotty elf with wings down. What was the town's name again?
Shadowdale.
Down near Shadowdale. Might be worth checking out.
Thank you, madame. I looks at the other signal. We've got her. Let's go. We need to find her before the giant does. Yes. There is no time to waste. I hate going out into the broad sunlight. Stop complaining. Thank you very much, he says, and he lays 5 gold coins on the table in front of you. You have earned this.
No. Thank you. Happy hunting.
Oui, madame.
Go back.
Do you really think that was wise, Sir Alan? Perhaps this elf may... the Dark Elves could only mean her ill.
I think there's lots of people chasing her down right now based on what they're saying. And it seems like if she has wings, she can get out of basically anything, so... No.
Well, I hope you're right, but I feel that I should keep an eye on them all. It has been a pleasure meeting all of you, but fare thee well. As through thy travels, yonder Cormier calls now, and I must hasten away.
Watch out for the giant.
Yes. The giant of White Crag. Verily have I heard terrible things about thy monster.
No, the giant's also looking for the angel with wings. That's what they're saying, with their hands. They're going, wooda wooda.
Oh, would that I had time to investigate thy mystery more, but thy crown calls. Perhaps when thou art done with thy delivery of salt, one might inquire further about why Dark Elves be in such pleasant lands, blighting the sun with their presence.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for the halberd.
What are you gonna do with the halberd?
I don't know.
It's a bit big for you, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Fare thee well. Wait! Yonder, sister, art thou a priest?
More of a smith than a priest, but yes.
But art thou ordained in the ways of thy gods?
Yes.
And what god or goddess might thy worship?
Gond.
Verily foreign unto me, yet crafts are pure, and the sign of the civilized. Be it too much to ask thee for thy blessing?
Sure. Yeah, I guess you could kind of bless him in the name of God.
Yeah, like a religious ritual, not the actual spell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make a religion check.
Alright, time for me to fuck it up. See, told you.
You want me to do what, milady? That sounds foreign and somewhat heretical. What is it that you're trying to get him to do, or what actions are you... What's a Gondian blessing?
I'm trying to carve like a shape of a cog into his shoulder.
Verily, ma'am, thy property belongeth to the king. To facing is thank you, thank you.
Told you I would.
He adjusts his cloak so that it kind of hides your. Very, my God. Please, he lies. And he winces as he lies because he knows it's a lie and it's a holy lie. Perhaps he looks out the window. The dark elves are getting away.
I'll sigh heavily and cast mending to remove.
Thank you, sister. Blessings on you all. And he quickly goes and fetches his horse and rides off after the dark elves.
As soon as I see him ride off, like through the window, I'll just turn to Virgil and say, "This family always was a bunch of twats."
A lot more balls than brains. I wouldn't know nothing about that, right?
No, no. Of course not, bro.
Well, it seems that Bane's work shall be done, even without blood money. I wish you well in your vengeance. Until we meet again.
I nod to her as she leaves.
Pleasure meeting you.
I want to ping her with the divine sense as she's leaving.
Alright. Let me... I'll just check and check again to make sure. Don't want to give you a false reading here.
That's a pit fiend, yep.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it does not glow as either celestial nor fiend nor undead. But, of course, your brother does.
Yeah. Truth.
Lol. But you do as well. It's just that your light is golden and his is red.
It balances out if we, like, stand within 5 feet of each other, right?
If you're close to each other, you nullifies.
You're how
We cancel each other out if we're occupying the same square.
Well, that was tense. But I hope you're not going anywhere. We've got plenty of room now.
What time of day is it, Arctic?
You arrived at about 3, or the first of you did, and it's easily been an hour since then, or close to it anyway. So it's about 4 p.m., which means you've got 0 chance of making Dagger Falls before dark. But the road is yours, and you might want to save money by heading out now.
Well, why don't we stay here tonight? Then? We can head out first light tomorrow and try and make it to.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we can just try and make it to our destination by nightfall tomorrow night. If we leave early tomorrow.
Don't drink an adventure. Besides, sunrise is always the best time of day to start an adventure.
Sure is. I'll be up at crack of dawn.
Same.
Alright. The night it is.
Well, if you want to feed, you're going to have to order it now, because I don't cook after dark. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'll just have a porridge. Yeah.
got any chicken?
No. Only got a couple things on the menu, sorry.
I'll take the roasted ram with veggies, a glass of wine, and a room.
Say, you ever seen a golden merino ram? Golden fleece, shines, sparkles like jewelry. Them fleeces, they're worth a pretty penny.
Also, is there something odd about him not wanting to be?
Possibly. These are dangerous areas. It's known that if you travel between Dagger Falls and Shadowdale and you stick to the road, you don't go off into the hills. There are bandits. People say that there are werewolves. There's even one crazy learned sage who claims that the whole hills are infested with beholders. So even with these, these are just grumpkins, right? They're just, threats and fairy tales. But most frightening of all of them, the giant of White Crag looms large in the mind of all travellers who brave these hard roads. On the other hand,
Probably a good reason to not go outside at night.
yeah. On the other hand, he might turn into a werewolf as soon as the sun sets. Who knows?
It's fair.
It is fair.
It's an off-topic question, but how much would a full bottle of wine come from, or come to?
He doesn't sell full bottles.
He gets it by the.
Will you at least tell me where
Okay.
this wine is from?
Yeah, this
He sells
wine,
box wine.
Box wine.
This is local elven wine supplied by the Pegasus Caravan Company. They have a brewery down in the Hulak Forest in Cormier.
Well, then I will take a glass and a meal and a room. Should do enough for me.
What he says sounds like bullshit, though, because there aren't any elves in the Hulak Forest. You'd know that, because it's a forest filled with monsters. Famously, elves were eradicated from there, like, hundreds of years ago.
It's vintage.
Guess so.
My gut tells me to pass on the alcohol tonight. I'll do the.
Alright. So we while away the hour, pleasantly listening to music, eating mediocre porridge or really good ram, as befits your budget. You've got the place to yourself. You're getting to know each other. If there's anything that you want to talk about with each other or with Odin, then now's your chance. Or we can skip to dark where the doors get closed.
I have a question. Does anyone want their portrait done?
Well, what does that entail exactly?
Virgil kind of sets up like a bit of a makeshift easel and starts like pulling out like a paintbrush and some shit. He's like, you just gotta stand still for me for like a couple hours. And then I give you a picture of you.
I don't know if I have that kind of patience. I can try.
We can learn patience together.
Can't take longer than 2 hours because it'll be dark by then, and that's when we lock the doors.
Then 2 hours it will be.
Kendra's kind of looks at you with suspicion in the same way, like you might look at something like a superstitious ritual kind of thing or like a pagan act. He kind of just approaches and stands dead still and tries to do that for as long as possible.
Alright, let's see how, like, fucking caricature I do with this.
I'm gonna stand next to him posing like super dramatically.
Ooh, yeah, anybody else want in on it? I could do more than one person. It's not just restricted to one person.
I want to know what I look like.
There you go. Yeah, alright, boy.
Malik is sitting by himself, but he's having a conversation that looks like that is to himself and kind of looks like a crazy person right now, arguing about something.
Hey, do you want your picture done, friend? Muttering hooded friend.
He does that sometimes.
Surely he still wants the picture.
I'll go over for a picture.
I don't want a picture taken of me.
Then I shall not add you to the picture.
Say, can I get in among the picture?
You absolutely can, my good sir.
can't pose real much. I've got a lot of work to do. Y'all know that, but I'd like to be a part of it for old time's sake, so we can look back on it and
surely none of us will die before we reach old age.
Rip.
All right, so you
Pretty
do.
all right picture.
That's right. It's a pretty all right picture. That's right. It's the sort of picture that if you got it commissioned, you go, you've done a good job. I couldn't do this good, but you've done a good job. It's not professional, but it's possible.
I paid money for this, and I'm not upset.
Exactly. That's the genuine feeling. He gives you the room for free.
Aw. I insist on paying for it, but he can just have the painting. Virgil will sign it. It'll be a Virgil first edition.
Excellent. What do you call the painting? What's its name?
Ooh, fuck.
Ooh, fuck. Yeah, that's appropriate. Oh, shit. Yeah.
I guess he'll date it. Actually, it'll just be the date and
Brilliant. Was I guess that he dropped.
There you go.
He's still in the chat though. Still in the Roll20.
Strange.
Yeah, it is a bit strange. Alright, well, we know what he's doing. Is there anyone else? How are you spending these last 2 hours or something of your life? Oh.
I think Metamarca will just sit down back here in the corner where the drow are sitting and just flip through his spellbook and do some reading. Eat his meal.
Debbie is gonna go ahead and retire to her room a bit early and start going over all of her equipment, making sure it's all in good order. Getting off any spots or rest or anything that's on it, taking care of it.
Cool. Now's a good time to select your room then. There are only 6 rooms, so if you've all paid for a room, then I guess a couple of you are bunking in the big rooms. There's also a dormitory down here, but you don't get a bed. You just lie down on a pile of hay, and it's only for men because, I don't want to tell you why it's only for men.
Mark, could I is the oxen cart with all the salt still here?
Sure, it is 100 pounds of salt. You should get, it's worth a gold piece each, but you should be paid
Sure.
10 gold.
Get out
And
of
there's
my
also
room.
a halberd. Does anyone want the halberd? It's like a glaive that does slashing damage.
I'll take that if no one else wants it.
I was just gonna hold on to it until someone asked for it.
I mean, I'm guessing the Minotaur could probably use it. I'm definitely gonna be more sword and board, but like if I just gotta grab a weapon quick and I'm gonna be two-handing a longsword, I might as well get reach and.
Right.
Plus, I mean, halberd is the coolest weapon.
I'm
Is
gonna
it
use
halberd
my.
in the game?
Don't think so, is there? I thought that was just
Is
glaives.
there not?
No,
Oh,
there's a
no.
halberd in the game.
Oh, is
Yeah,
there?
there is.
They all have the exact same stat.
But this
Yeah,
one is a
it's just-
piercing and slashing halberd.
Ooh.
Or Mirian halberd.
I'm gonna just approach the ox, and use my Furbolg thing. I can't understand them at all, but I'm just gonna give them the rundown of what's gonna happen. Like, we're gonna leave tomorrow morning. Sun up. Yeah, it'll be an easy journey. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Just reassure them before coming back inside.
Make an insight check. First of all, it's not an ox, it's a bison. You don't know what a bison is, particularly, because you've probably never seen one. But you know enough to know that it is a bison, even though, yeah, like academically. So here's our
Sure.
bison.
Okay.
I was sharing around. I'll put him up in the hall so if you could have a look. Anyway, he seems to know exactly what you're talking about. You communicate to him. You say, "Look, this is our job. This is where we're going. We'll leave in the morning." And the bison's like, "Rightio, I'll be ready." Doesn't say any of that, but it's quite clear that the bison takes everything that you've done, said, in stride. "Oh, I've got a new master. We've still got the same mission. Yep, rightio, I'll be ready."
Excellent. And I return to my bed in my dorm.
All right.
I'm just kind of like restless, and sometimes I say some words out loud, but mostly just having like an internal argument with the quarry that lives in my mind, talking about why vengeance is wrong and yada yada.
Yeah. Say, you sure your new friend's all right? I think he's got a bit of an internal monologue going on there. I think he might be crazy. That's what I'm saying. Everyone seems to care too much about the bison. No one cares about the guy with schizophrenia.
His name is Clop Clop, alright?
Just look at him. I'm sure you'd be crazy too.
All right, you have
Yeah,
control of the person. Good point. Good point. You can rename him as you see.
This is amazing.
Unreal. This is the
I
content.
like Tyson. Tyson.
Tyson the Bison.
Or just Mike.
Tyson the
Mike
Bison.
Bison.
What about Mike?
Mike. Yeah. Oh, look up.
Yes. Oh my god, that would be the perfect name.
Mike.
Is he
Bison.
like missing a little bit of his ear?
Yeah, he's also like he's got his teeth. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fantastic. Like, yeah, this is good.
Mike Bison.
Oh, so it's gonna be one of those campaigns, huh?
Well, it looks
I'm
like
okay for
I mean,
this.
it wasn't already.
Now it's clear.
So you guys just spend the rest of the daylight in your.
What was that?
You just spend the rest of daylight in your own rooms.
Yeah, doing the painting then.
I would have spent the day out in the, I guess in the main hall, just hanging out, eating my meal until it gets dark, and then head back in there. Or head back
All
in the
right.
room.
Well, as it gets dark, yeah, he insists that you take it into your room. Says, "All right, I'm shutting up shop now. Closing the windows, closing the doors. Lights out, everybody."
Night, night, everybody. See you in the morning.
Do you mind if I bring the salt in from the carriage quickly?
Yeah, sure. Good idea.
That'd be great. Thanks.
100 pounds. You'll need
Oh.
help.
What about
Well,
I'll help carry it.
if you're offering, yeah, I just figure, it's in our charge now. We should look after it. So yeah, why don't we bring it inside? You know what? Thanks. Odin here. I give him a silver for his trouble.
Sure.
No.
But get it done
Debbie will help
quickly.
carry it in too.
Get it done real fast.
Thank you. We will.
And you do. So the chest of 100 gold pieces. It's it's valuable. Is placed in which room? Which? Oh, yeah, right. The room where the men are, the dormitory. Makes sense.
If it's just us, yeah, that's okay. Sure.
Yeah. All
is,
right.
is this door locked?
It's about to be.
Great. Okay. Sure.
Oh, wait, we're really getting locked in here? Like, what if we need to leave?
You ain't gonna leave anywhere. No leaving after dark. I already told you that. If you want to go outside, you got 2 minutes to pack up your gear and get out there. I'm closing these doors and they ain't open until dawn.
What exactly
That's
that you were worried about,
a little
sir?
bit suspicious.
You ever heard of the place called the Dagger Hills? They got werewolves and vampires. They got the Castle White Crag, no more than 30 miles from here. You ever hear of the giant of White Crag? He's huge. He can't be seen. He leaves no tracks. He can leap over the forest tops with a single bound. He can't be stopped. This is why we gotta lock the place up real tight.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, I'll just deal with this insane halfling's superstitions.
Country
Alright.
bumpkins do their thing.
Exactly.
You guys in the dormitory are the first to notice. What did you say? Something closed the door on you. What's your quarry's name?
His name is
Malik.
Lothric.
But you're Malik, sorry, right?
Yeah,
Just
and then
quarry.
the Kalastar. Yeah, their last names are the quarry's name.
Oh, okay, cool. So, Malik, he's about to close the door on you. Is there something that you were going to say to him?
I was just gonna whisper to Kinris. That guy kind of seems a little crazy.
And as you say that, he closes your door and locks you in. He then proceeds to do that, locking each of your doors from outside.
Well, at least we're secure.
Where are we supposed to go to
Can
the
I-
bathroom?
Is that something they do for like lycanthropes or something?
You'll find a pot underneath your bed.
Is it clean?
It sure is. I might be the only staff member here, but I take care of my establishment.
Oh man, he cooked my
Thanks.
food.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's hope he used his right hand, not his left.
You gotta use both hands for cooking.
He's right, you know.
Is this window loose, Arctic? or
Virgil
is it locked?
screams.
No, it's locked, but it's locked from the inside, so you could potentially unlock it if you had to. But it's not a glass window; it's a wooden shuttered window.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Alright, gotcha.
Yeah. Not a glass window with a curtain. You can't see out of it.
Can we open the shutters?
Not without unlocking it. And the 3 rules are.
Yeah, no windows. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Gotcha. No worries.
I'll pull up my viola for a little bit, like another hour or so before passing out. Play a little lullaby for everyone to fall asleep.
Does everyone fall asleep?
I gotta go to bed early.
Eventually, yeah.
Early
We
to
see
bed,
it.
early to rise.
Can we see out of our windows?
You cannot.
Anything keep us up.
The howling of the wolves, maybe.
I'm gonna move this chest in my room to block the door because I feel really uneasy.
Awesome. The chest is like not really big enough, but it's weighty, and it will help. It will make it harder.
Yeah, Metamarker will just have his focus next to his bed and just be ready for anything. I mean, he'll fall asleep, but just have everything close to hand in case he wakes up.
All right.
Before she goes to bed, she's gonna ritual cast detect magic, make sure there's nothing fun.
Ooh. I don't think so. I don't think there's anything magical in you.
Alright.
No alarms or anything.
Alright.
Alright. Lights out, and we all go to sleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nighty night.
What a great bunch of first level adventurers we are, naive, resting away in the safety and sanctuary of an inn.
Right?
Yeah, you're making me nervous.
Night falls at about 6:30, and by 7 p.m. twilight has passed, and it's dark. Most of you are asleep by 8 p.m. Why not? There's nothing but the sounds of nature outside, crickets and crows pecking at your window maybe, howls of wolves, but they're not going to get through 18 inches of solid stone. This is a damn castle, or it was. At 9 p.m, or thereabouts, it might be 10, who knows. You wake up to screams. It's a woman. Let me in! Let me in! Let me in! My life depends upon it!
Kinra stirs. Forgets the door is locked.
Click, 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 click.
What's all that noise?
Help! Help! He's on me! Oh, my life! Bang, 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 bang! Let me in! I need sanctuary!
God damn it.
I hope Odin's awake.
Man, and Marco's just gonna walk up to his door and yell through it. Virgil, don't do anything stupid.
I'm guessing at this point most of us are awake, yeah?
Everyone
Being
wakes
quite
up.
loud.
It's so
God
she's
damn it.
screaming. It pierces your ears.
Trying
It's
to
coming
protect
from the
that
front
guy.
where we came in, yeah?
That's right, the front door. That's correct.
So I wouldn't be able to see out my window. I wouldn't
You can't see out the windows. The windows are locked and shuttered. They're not glass. They're wood.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about opening my window to peek out.
It's currently locked, but potentially you could do that.
Yeah, but I'm on the wrong side to see her.
You are on the wrong side to see her. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I'm gonna knock on my door and I'm gonna call for Odin.
What do you? So you yell out loud. What do you say?
Odin! You gonna handle that?
I'm handling it. Odin, let me in! Let me in! My life is—he's upon me. The giant is after me. Sorry, no opening the doors after dark. Help! Help!
We gotta do something. We can't let that lady die.
Mm-hmm.
Alexander, you look pretty strong. You look like you could break open that door.
Pick up my maul. Yeah,
Hold on,
perhaps.
hold on. I have a brilliant plan. And I'm gonna grab like what do I got here? Do I actually have a hammer? Nope. Alright, I'm just gonna like put on the chainmail part of his gauntlet and he's gonna try to like punch the door or his window open.
All right. It would be an athletics check since all you're really trying to do is force it open. You're not trying to just punch it to bits.
I mean, a little bit. Like you gotta get it to like budge. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's auspicious start.
Yeah, but it's a feeble attempt. And hey, what are you doing, moron? Don't you know the 3 rules? Odin, please let me in. Let me in. No opening the doors after dark. I ain't not letting no vampire or werewolf in here. you know it's me! You know that I'm not a vampire, I'm not a werewolf! Don't listen to her, boys! It's probably a trap!
Do you know her?
It's a vampire, a werewolf, it could be anything, it could be a witch!
We'll handle it if that's what it is, but listen to her. She sounds
My name is
clearly
Alina
distressed.
Angelwing. I am an elven princess and I am in danger. I am being pursued by the giant of White Crag and his minions, and they are on my tail.
That's the empty drow we're looking for. We gotta help
Yeah.
her. We bust
I'm
down the
gonna-
door, Alex.
Yeah. I
I'm gonna
think
try
we're
and
gonna-
bust down my door with my.
Alright, so if you're making an attack roll, if you're trying to make an athletics check to break it open, make an athletics check. It's up to you to decide whether you're destroying the door or just knocking it open.
Can I use thieves' tools to get out?
That's an idea. That's a concept. Yeah, absolutely.
Much more subtle. Since I have some mason tools and knowledge of breaking things, I guess I'd be aiming for where the lock is, so to break the lock but not completely destroy the door.
Yeah, sure. So you could make instead of an athletics check, a proficiency check with something else, but it uses your strength, strength proficiency check.
All right, I'm gonna
Marcus.
guidance. All right, now that I'm out, I'm gonna guidance myself and try to plow through the other door with my shield first.
All right. There's Riz's door. Riz, you get your lock open. It's a very simple lock. It's child's play picking it.
So,
Oh,
as you guys are running by, you'll hear like a knock or a thump on the Metamarco's door and a painful crack, as he probably broke one of his fingers trying to knock this door down.
Oh! And Alexander, this door isn't budging for you.
my patience is not something I'm good at, so I'm gonna just pick up my maul and just smash it.
Alright, attack roll.
Attack roll.
Debbie tries to bash down the main door and she just can't get through it. Roll for damage. Crash, and you break.
Damn, boy.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Doors are pieces of fire!
Actually, can I try to see if I can just regularly open this door? It just occurred to me that this one for the hallway might not.
It is locked as well.
All right, I'm
Don't
gonna try
break
and.
it. No, let me do it.
I'm gonna try and bash it open again.
Calm down.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Be careful, Riz.
Out of the way.
Riz opens the door and Debbie comes crashing through, tumbles into the living room, which is a fireplace, but yet somehow has lots of light. Oh well, I'll do something about that.
Hold up, Nano Marco's banging on his door. Like, hey, let me out.
From which door is it coming, Arctic?
It's right
The
here.
front door. Oh, right, his door, yeah.
It's
It's
my
Metamarco.
door, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to try the door. Is it locked?
It is locked from your side, but it's still locked.
I call back out through the door. I'm sorry, it's locked. I can't do anything about it. Can we do something about this door? Let's get him out. Alexander?
I'll try the more subtle approach first again. Try to break the lock specifically.
It's not working. Yeah, no worries. And that works much more proficiently. And you free the others one by one.
Alright.
Thank you.
All right, Riz, you ready?
Yep, let's. No.
My rolls are on point today. I grab up my shield and my longsword along the way.
Let's go. Oh,
Don't you dare open that damn door!
I cast light on my sword.
Hey, I'm really sorry about that door. It was locked, and you know the rules. And I kind of, gesture over at the bartender.
And it would seem that Arizon has no patience for any of this. And so a clap of thunder peals through the entire domain. And shatters not a hole just in the door, but in the whole fucking wall. Just bam, breaks apart.
Oh,
You owe me 1,000 gold pieces!
I have
Oof.
some work to do with mending after this.
Nice of you to join us.
don't worry. This will be over quickly. She clearly sounds terrible. Come on, open the door. Get her in here.
I'm gonna see if I can't divine sense here. Is the door gonna block that?
Yeah, line of sight blocks it.
A person's life is worth more than some gold. You gotta understand that, Odin. Can't be too
Am I
heartless.
opening the door or not? Let me
Oh,
know.
Do
open
it.
it,
Oh,
Riz.
yeah.
Open
let
it.
her
yeah.
in.
Quickly. Let her in.
Standing before you is a winged elf whose angelic wings are spread wide over the floor as she collapses into your arms. Thank you, thank you. She looks like she is in terrible shape. One of her wings is broken and shattered, as are the ribs on her left-hand side. She has welts that will become bruises in the morning, but for now are just reddened injuries. It looks like she's been run over by oxes.
Quickly take her inside and lock the door behind her. If you,
Yeah, I'll like scoop her up and like drag her and like lay her down on this table, like, kind of clear everything off of it and put her on.
Oh, wow, Arlena! It's really you after all! She gets up and just slaps him straight across the face, using the last of her energy.
I offer her my mace to swing for a better swing.
She grabs the mace and tries to throw it at him, but she's too. Hey! Smash! A mug breaks. Watch it!
I'll grab the mace back. And I think both Virgil and I healed her a bit.
Alright. Thank you, friends. Today you have saved my life. The giant is upon me. You lock the door again. Immediately come back inside. I do not want to be responsible for any of your deaths.
We locked the door with Arizon outside. No, just kidding.
Oh fuck!
He's a
The
hero.
old
He'll
bait and
fight.
switch.
He'll
It's-
1v1 that giant.
I am so exhausted.
In Elvish, I say to her, "Don't worry, you're on a safe spot now, and we've got you covered. It's all good. You're gonna be just fine. Rest."
Yes, rest, I must. Thank you, friends. Thank you. And she looks at Debbie, who was there to catch her and counsel her. And she removes a ring from her finger, a topaz ring, silver. Thank you for your charity. Thank you for believing me when others had only suspicion in their hearts. And she looks over at Odin.
Meaningful glare.
Forgive me now. I am exhausted and I do need rest. I trust that my room, as I have already paid for it, Odin. Yeah, of course. The penthouse is always ready to go, Arlena. Thankful for small blessings.
I'm gonna start repairing walls and doors with mending.
Oh, you can't mend a hole in the wall. Like the doors, man. This.
Yeah, I'll start repairing the doors at.
Arlena, I know this isn't much, but for your wounds and cuts, here's some aloe to make you feel a little cooler and better. And I take out my herbalism kit and just kind of rub some on her.
I appreciate it deeply, but please don't touch me.
Oh, Okay, and I kind of just shamefully just back away.
Thank you. It would be best to keep your hands to yourself in the presence of nobility.
Yes, my lady. I apologize. I bow.
Now, as I have said often already over the past few moments, I am to bed!
Go on then.
There she goes.
And she goes upstairs, having the stairs, the only stairs leading up being outside. But she goes out to the dormitory and through it, whips up the stairs and to the sanctuary of her own.
Listen, Odin, I feel kind of bad here. Just not. I didn't actually break any of the rules personally, but I feel kind of bad about my companions. So, if you have any business that I might be able to tend to for you in Dagger Falls, or perhaps another favor that I could offer you as reparation, I know it's not much, but I'd hate to leave you on bad terms.
Look, friend, I'm only the manager. I don't own this place. You're gonna have to make reparations big time. I'm gonna need, I don't know, I reckon you must have done more than 1,000 gold pieces of damage, he says as he looks over the wall that you shattered. If you don't get that money to me within a month, well, let's just say that you really, really don't want to piss off my employer.
And who would they be?
Who might that be?
I'm not at liberty to say establishment, and you've no right knowing who the legal owners are.
Listen, it might encourage and incentivize us to gather that money quicker if it were a more dire situation, so to speak. Help us help you. Alright, persuasion.
I didn't want to butt over you, but yeah, can I kind of help him with that?
Absolutely. I didn't want to suggest that someone help him.
It's an 18 then, with advantage.
What help do you provide?
Okay. So
What's something that something that you add to the?
that he was also kind of at fault in a certain way. You admitted yourself that this woman had already purchased all these things. Yes, sure there are laws at it, but you already took this woman's gold. Isn't it as good as she was already in here?
Might have been a vampire or a witch. Have you ever heard of a first level spell, like an illusion?
I can smell them if they're here. I'm gonna kind of tout my semi-religious significance, I guess.
Look, holy boy, I'm gonna just tell you this: that the owner of this establishment, it ain't a person. It's a people. It's a priesthood. Whole damn temple owns this place. Now, you gotta be a good boy, and you're gonna own the temple some money. So them priests, they're gonna want their money back. You know what I'm saying? This is, you just have gone down and offended the gods.
Which one?
I'm not at liberty to say. This is a private establishment.
Can I try to, piece that together on my own here?
If you want, but it's not a lot of clues to go on.
Wouldn't you say that to say the death of a noble would be more costly, Odin?
She ain't a noble. Giving wings don't make you an angel. I mean, beautiful girl walks up to you, puts her tits in their face. She tells you she's a princess. You gonna believe her or not? Of course you believe her. She ain't no princess.
I'm also gonna push. There's no cracks I can see through or anything, right?
Not a lot. Like if you're really strange, you might be able to maybe investigation or a perception check or something like that. It's not watertight, but on the other hand, it's built to be secure. Vampires can shoot mist form, right? I don't know. Anyway.
I'm just kind of trying to hear anything outside to see if there's anything coming with the best of my own can.
That's a good call. Make a perception check at disadvantage. Alright. You hear naught but the howl of the wind and the hoot of owls. Yet, you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. You don't hear anything, but occasionally you see trees rustle by themselves when there are no wind.
I'm gonna look
There was
to the group
At
and
one
say,
stage, you think there was a boulder, and then you look 5 minutes and the boulder's not there. Like the whole thing's just been removed. Is it fairies? Who knows?
I'm gonna look to the group and say, we better stay vigilant. Whatever was chasing is probably still out there.
Odin, I think it might be wise to leave the interior doors unlocked.
Don't have a damn choice anymore, do I?
I mean, I've tried to
not.
fix a few.
You're gonna need a whole new panel of timbers to fix this. Tell you, don't even worry about fixing it, alright? 1,000 gold pieces. You don't do it, the temple's gonna be real mad. They're gonna come and send a debt collector. That's all I'm saying.
Keep saying the temple.
Yes, like we were supposed to know who that is.
Yeah, well, you're not, but it's important, isn't it? They're whole people. You don't want to owe the gods money. Imagine you died over the god of debt. How bad's that going to be for you?
And so what happens?
Yes,
Odin?
but what if we owe the god of... I doubt the consequence will be as bad as other deities.
He shrugs his shoulders. I ain't a holy man. What did you ask them? Yes.
I examine the broken wall and the doors and whatnot and try to make an estimate of how much damage it really is based on my experience with Mason's tools.
Look, 1,000 gold pieces is exaggerating, but it's a lot. Dagger Falls has got cheap labor, real cheap, and it's got cheap lumber, real cheap. So you could probably get this done for a few hundred gold pieces. But if it was the big smoke, if we were in Formia, 1,000 gold would be reasonable.
If, what's it called? How much would it be for just the materials?
100 gold, probably. Yeah, and in fact, if you want to go and cut them down yourself, then free. Like, there's so much lumber. Yeah, but 100 gold of lumber.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Chop down 100 trees.
Anybody
Well,
have tools?
Well, starting next level, I can just channel divinity, make the door.
Okay.
As long as they're not worth more than 100 gold.
That's pretty convenient.
To think of the economy, you'll be, like all those laborers out of work because of people like you. Automation is it's not a good thing.
Magic Smith.
I mean, it takes me an hour, so,
Alright, well, you're gonna linger in my bar? Time to go back to bed, assholes!
Let's roll my
Yeah,
eyes.
come on, dicks. Time to
Yeah.
sleep.
It might be your rest. I forgot which door was mine. Probably this one. I can't move in there. Taking this room now.
Oh boy, you're in a real mess of this. You're all gonna want to get that money together real fast, or you're gonna be real sorry.
Can I make an insight check before I go to bed? I reckon he's bullshitting and there is no temple.
Yeah, sure.
I reckon. just like pondering it while as he's kind of winding down.
Yeah.
Would
He
my
spoke
character
like a man with conviction.
Mm. Okay.
would I have an idea what he means by the temple? Does it bring terrible flashbacks to my youth?
Perhaps you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some real bad lag at the moment. I heard what you said, but I can't really respond.
I heard
You're coming through okay.
Yeah.
Oh, am I? Oh, okay, cool. It must maybe the upload's good, the download's.
Yeah, you're a little tinny, but
Oh, good. Okay. Make an insight check of your own. Yeah. All right. Look, this isn't a religious thing, which is why I didn't get you to roll. This is a business thing or a criminal thing, perhaps, and this is really thieves' cant made manifest. There are two temples that he might be referring to. There are many more that it could be. It could be, for example, Bane. Seems pretty unlikely. It could be Cyric. Again, seems pretty unlikely. There are a lot of ones that it could be. But the two main contenders are Warkeen, who is the god of trade, and the god of trade and merchants wants a buck. Hey, like, she don't really care about much except being rich, and you pay your damn bills. You make a mess, you clean it up, and you pay for it. And like, they are very mafia on reining in debts. They are the single richest organisation in the world. There's no doubt about that. The other temple that comes to mind is, as Virgil suggests, Mask, who is the god of thieves. Likewise, he's a god who loans money, but then pulls in debts and pulls them in with a vengeance.
interesting.
Oh man, did we just get scammed, guys? Did this innkeeper just pull a big con on us?
Possibility.
Everybody
Probably.
did. Even the Cormyrean knight.
Oh fuck.
The
We've had fast ones pulled on us left and right.
Exactly, that's the whole thing.
As an appropriate D&D campaign should. Well done.
Level 1 character.
As a level 1 character, I feel like an idiot, and that's mission accomplished.
Can I check the
Hold
chest,
on,
Arctic? Is it salt?
Yeah, £100 worth.
Yeah, okay.
Making sure it was actually salt.
It's not
Cocaine.
like, it's not like cocaine.
That's not bananas.
Cormyrean knight smuggling.
Like, oh fuck,
Purple knight hard all.
we're just gonna
All
pull off a
night?
big drug ring.
You guys
It was
just
great.
convinced Virgil that, like, you know, this is totally legit adventuring. You just move drugs. Just load it all up on his fine steed.
Kids, we're going on an adventure. We're going to go high in the mountains.
Yes.
Hold on, you blew out a 10-foot section of your wall?
Oh,
I think it's only 5 feet.
Yeah, but it's the door, too. Like, counting the door, it's like over... That's like 10 feet, bro.
That's huge.
It's a 10-foot radius.
Damn, bro.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. But that's awesome.
Like, in the morning, I'm definitely gonna negotiate this debt a little bit. Like, I'm gonna pull Madame Marco aside and be like, okay, how much do we owe? But this is the bill that we did.
We don't owe anything.
Of course
you might
we
owe
do.
something. I broke no doors.
My debts are
Simply
your
asked.
debts, brother.
Imagine if it was like Shatter or Thunderwave, and not just Thunderclap.
I thought it would be Thunderwave too.
That'd be the. I set up some.
Alright. So I guess you settle down and actually get some rest.
Go complete that long rest.
Or so you think.
Great.
You're
Double
deep in
whammy.
Another angel
sleep.
shows up knocking on the door.
That's right, that's right. It's the male angel. It's like, I'm looking for my wife!
Wait, really?
No.
Door locked.
I don't know what to expect here, man.
Pickle. And that's exactly how your feels when he is awoken by an almighty crash. Is there an earthquake directly beneath us? Have we been hit by a cannonball? Has there been some explosion? Maybe a gas explosion or something? You all awake immediately as the entire building shakes. And this is a fortified building, formerly a fortress. And the walls shake, and you hear stones crumble and tumble. You see the ceiling above you, which is the floor to the next level, vibrate as if some 10-ton weight has just crashed down upon it, breaking it, causing it to crack. What sort of could cause 6-inch wood to splinter and roll for initiative?
Motherfucker.
We fighting a giant, boys?
Let's do this.
If he breathes on me, I'm gonna die. I have fucking 7 health.
Hey,
Bro, like, I don't think any of us have more than 13. Wait, maybe
Yeah,
our
I have
barbarian.
Yeah.
Depends, am I
do.
taking a lot of big hits or a lot of small hits?
Oh, dude, look at Alexander, the fucking monster. Oh, what the fuck? Look at Malik there. Jesus.
That
Three
requires
nine.
initiative.
I have -1 dexterity.
You going first for the first and last time, boy?
For a second, when you rolled Odin's initiative, when I read it, I thought it was like Odin, as in like the god, and I was like, what the fuck? That was just my first thought. I was like,
You wanted to intro to a campaign.
You gonna fight Tiamat now, fuck you.
have
Does
it, guys.
146
Thanks for coming.
insta-kill?
Good God. Does this count as morning or?
No, you have not got a long rest. You have a short rest, but not a...
I was gonna change my blessing in the morning, so I'll change it back.
Yeah, no worries. Malik Lothric, thanks to the diligence of our priest, your door has been repaired.
God damn it.
Repaired,
Here we go again.
not locked.
Oh, he locked them all again. Yeah, he locked the doors.
No, I wouldn't have let him. Screw that.
No.
You didn't let him. He's got a crossbow in his hand. See, you've already broken my damn walls. You're not gonna break my rules as well. And he's fucking hand crossbow is shaking. He's like, looks like a man possessed. I'm locking the damn door.
Fucking damn it.
I like, do you want me to break it again, or do you want to just leave it? Oh,
I want you to obey the damn rule.
I'm just gonna
You're clearly
use
stressing this man out.
Primal Savagery, and I'm just gonna, like, my hand is just gonna turn into like just have claws just pop out of it, and I'm just gonna attack the door to try to unlock it or break it down,
Alright.
basically. Again.
Yeah, go ahead. Make an attack roll. Bam! You are savage. But it's only a mild amount of damage to the door. So you break a hole in it, and you can look through it, but it's not enough to move through.
Would it be an action? Is it like a key lock, or is it like a lock that I could reach my hand through the hole to unlock from the other side?
No, it's a key lock, like the sort of old doors that they might have had in the 50s, for example.
And I'm just gonna step to the side again and just be like, Alex, I just don't got the muscle. And that's the end of my turn.
Alex, you are up next. The door is weakened by the acid. It's still hissing.
Right. Well, I get up 15 feet of movement, I assume. Just pretty pissed off that I've been woken up for the second time. In one
I don't
night.
often ask this, but do you sleep naked?
I guess. I mean,
You
he's kind of
devil.
a beast. But he doesn't care at all for modesties. He just picks up his maul, moves to the door.
No, you don't, but the other two men do. Like, I don't know, guys, like, I'm not saying you feel inadequate, but the Minotaur, he dangles.
I called.
I'll attack the door.
Alright. You smash the door and almost break it down off its hinges. It's just hanging by the flimsiest foot thread now, but it is still hanging.
Damn it.
Like the Minotaur.
Yeah. You're like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, but you're not quite there.
Here's Alex.
Nice.
God damn it, guys!
Just breaking his doors again.
Men are both.
Is the ceiling cracking? Like, can I see?
Yeah, kind of mostly buckling, but it also does create a small crack. Not something that you can see through though. What's that? Yeah, but there is enough flex for it to get a crack through the middle.
Hmm. I'm gonna try to work smarter and not harder. See, can I cast Chill Touch on the lock of the door and maybe rust away the metal?
Absolutely, you freeze the door, snap freezing it, making it brittle and easy to break.
13.
Yep, that'll hit.
Probably hit a door. Yeah. 4.
All right, the lock is frozen. It's. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but it's still in place and it's still solid. But you've weakened it greatly by snap freezing it.
Nice. That's all I can. Or I'll. I'll do it for me.
All right. Odin's voice comes from upstairs. He screams, and it is a scream of abject terror. You can't even make out what he's saying, and maybe he's not saying anything in particular, but his screams are blood-curdling and horrifying, and coming from right above you. Probably not where you'd expect it. Virgil.
Oh, that's awful. Alrighty, so I am going to grab the halberd the knight gave me, and oh man, I'm gonna do this barefoot. Oh fuck me. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna try to put my foot right next to that handle, you know what I'm saying? That sweet spot.
Oh yeah.
Third time's the charm here.
Alright, you can make an athletics with intelligence if you want.
Let's keep it with this.
Alright. You go for you know what you're doing, and bam, you shattered the door down. There comes no chastisement of your action. And you find, I think this door is supposed to be closed. No one's opened it, so.
Not yet.
Yeah.
And, I guess with my free hand, I'm gonna check it. Is it locked?
Oh, you bet it is.
Alrighty, then I will end my turn there, and I will call to the rest of the recent acquaintances and strangers to form up behind me. Be not afraid.
All right. So Kendra's going to approach to this door here.
Yeah,
Check that it's secure.
it is.
All right, cool. And then turn, and now pulling out my wand. Is there any way that I could Eldritch Blast this door completely open? Would I be,
Yeah,
I'm gonna try and do that.
potentially,
Yeah.
Oops,
I
sorry.
might try and do that then. Just point the wand at a hinge maybe, or like a substantial crack in the wood, and blast. Did you take a 10?
10's enough to hit, but only barely. So let's see if you can summon enough force.
4 points of force.
All right, and it's enough to finally break. You're down with the rest of them, aren't you? Yeah, so
I'm
it's
down
enough to
here.
finally break it down. Thanks to the acid and the maul and so on.
Great. I'll move up, and that'll be turn.
You find in among the splinters on the floor and the cracking of the roof, the timber roof, you can see one of the Blackwood twins struggling with the secure door. Alright, Debbie, all your hard work has just worked again.
Right. I'm gonna try and bash down this door.
Alright. Done it once before. Okay. Second time to charm. It's already weakened, but the honesty of your strike is delivering. Unfortunately, you find a traffic jam.
Yep. I will cast. No, I'm not gonna cast anything. Oh wait.
The athletics check will be a skill anyway, an action.
No, I was thinking about casting Shield of Faith on myself, but I'll wait.
I actually thought you might have been, so I apologize for that. Arizon, you have no wall blocking you. You did things the effective way.
The Arizona way.
Huh. How big is the radius of?
It
think
is
it's-
5 feet each way.
Right.
Ugh, fine. I just won't cast anything.
Thank you for not
Let's
bringing the
just
whole.
be there.
You hear the sound of stone grinding and shattering, and once again the entire fortress shakes, including the floor. And you hear Odin yell out, "Oh no!" And then that's followed by a tremendous crash, and Arlena screaming. The screaming becomes muffled. And it's your turn, Riz.
I'm going to go to the window
Uh-huh.
and crack it open to peek outside.
Alright.
Locked or whatever, so.
That's right. You can use thieves' tools to jimmy it open, or some other method.
Yeah, use these tools.
Alright, that's not going to do it, unfortunately.
That's okay, I didn't want to see what it was anyways.
Exactly. Passing time.
Hiding under the bed.
Good idea. Alright, Malik. The door is at last open, but the hallway ahead is clogged.
I'm just gonna shout ahead with the hurry up and open the door, and then am I allowed to hold my action to dash out once the door is
Absolutely.
open? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. You hold your action to dash. Yeah. Alright, Alexander, you see an excellent charging corridor, but it's clogged with people.
Yeah, I don't have the patience to wait for that. And there's another door right next to me, which, as I recall, leads outside. So I guess I'll try to go this way.
Alright.
It's a pragmatic solution. I like it.
I can't go that way. I guess I'll go this way.
That works. That's what it is. It's global illumination.
Oh, what?
That's what I've been meaning to change. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have done that when it went dark.
Oh, is it completely dark in this room?
Because it hasn't been dark previously, I'll put a light in here. Because, yeah, as I said, it wasn't dark previously.
Cool.
It is meant to be, but that was I just made an error. And this fire is meant to be brighter.
Just refreshing because my dynamic lighting just balked.
Oh yeah, yeah, it gets it. Yeah, the global illumination was switched off. Anyway, so yeah, Malik goes up. Alexander, you're going down to the.
Yeah, the one that leads outside.
And what are you going to do with it?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah. I'm gonna try to target the lock specifically again.
Alright.
So I think that was a Mason tool roll. That is not gonna be enough.
It is not. It is not. Manny Marco.
Same strategy as before. I think to myself, why do I even bother? And then I remember Virgil's probably doing something stupid. Gotta save him. So I will cast Chill Touch on the door to try to arrest it to the point where I can just push this door open.
Alright.
Oof.
But, unfortunately you freeze the wood instead of the lock, and it is kind of pointless. Virgil.
Alrighty, well, I see our resident smith and door opening expert is coming in. I look down at my bare feet and up at the halberd, and I'm gonna cast a light on the halberd. I'm going to step out of the way and say, shout, bust the door down, I'll be right behind you.
I hear it. Okay. I turn around, seems having no luck with this door.
I don't have VTT set up. Can you put a light on me?
Sure can. So, you've got 40-20, or is it brighter than that?
20 bright, 20 dim.
Alright.
For all my non-dark vision boys.
Oh, right. That's going to affect your, Oh no, there's no a way we can do this. Because I can't set dark vision and light. You can't do both on the same token.
I don't imagine myself needing my full dark vision. I don't know.
Okay, cool. I'll just change it then. That'll be easier. I was going to drop down a torch, but that might become a little bit problematic. I'm not sure if it'll
If it's on the halberd, I can kind of move it. That works too.
I'll give it an extra 5-foot range that's on the halberd. Alright. Okay. So you've got your weapon illuminated. Your door is open. The other door is open. Is that right? Is your door already open?
My door is open, yes.
Yeah, cool. Alright. And you remain in your room, you don't head out further?
No, this hallway is getting crowded. I can see that, so I'm just kind of holding that above the door that we need to open.
Perfect. Alright. Is that door open yet? Because I just opened by accident. Is it open now?
I can see through it. I
Good.
didn't open it yet, though.
I don't
Did
think
anyone
it should.
open it? No?
I don't think it should be.
Okay.
No,
I,
not
like-
in the main room.
That's just
I filled the lock, but locked.
cool. Just user error. Quinrus.
All right. I am going to move up behind my friend Malik here, and anxiously look up and down the corridor. Hold my action to dash.
Alright, Devi.
Alright, just gonna try and bash this door.
Now we have it. Now we're talking.
And I totally lost my character sheet for no reason.
That's fair. Bam! It's just not given. Bam! He obviously reinforced this one. Maybe he put a table up against it or something. That ought to keep him busy.
Alright, and then I'm gonna squeeze into this room to get out of the way. Since I've been
Yeah.
having trouble and kind of regain my
Indeed. Arizon. You are a man that solves problems, right?
I guess I have to.
oh god.
I love this man. Until he hits me with a point blank thunder wave and kills me at level 1.
Boom, crack. But it's not enough. It causes the door to crack, but it doesn't break it down.
I guess I'll move more into Devi's room.
Alright. The muffled screams and the splintering of wood and the tumbling of stone continues. Yes.
I'll kind of peek back out. Everything hasn't been destroyed yet, so I'll try opening the door or the window again.
Alright. But you just can't get the hang of it, and your sweaty palms, you keep dropping your thieves' tools on the ground. Focus, concentrate. Get it together, Riz.
That's it for me.
That's it, unfortunately, Malik.
Can I? So, is it an athletics to try to kick the door down?
Yeah, that's right.
And do I have advantage since it's already a little damaged?
You do, yeah, you can have advantage. Crunch. The first kick does nothing. You deliver a second kick out of repressed rage, and your quarry powers the blow. Let this nightmare end, the quarry said. You can. As soon as he clears it, you can use the action you've got
Awesome.
held, of anyone who has a held action.
And that's the end of my turn right there.
Alright. Alexander, you're bashing away at the southern door, but you're alone.
Looks like they managed to get that door open, so I guess if I dash I can get it right there. I think. Maybe not, maybe right here. So that is what I shall do.
Alright. Any mini marker.
Alright. Well. Time for acting smart is over. I'm just pull their sword, see if I can break it open.
It's action, be a man.
Yeah.
You gain a level of fatigue as you fucking dislodge your shoulder. Ah! You have dislocated your shoulder and you suffer a level of.
Man.
This is such first level shit. I love it.
Defeated by a door.
This is very.
Oh man, like these doors are like. This is a challenging encounter.
I was just thinking that, like, it's actually pretty intense because of these.
It's like, oh man, I gotta roll good.
Okay, you have made it past your door. There is another door. No!
Which one's the mimic?
Which one's the mimic?
Oh man.
Odin is the mimic.
Oh god,
wow,
first level
that's
adventure
right.
with a mimic in it? Good lord. That's
Brutal.
not nice.
I mean, he's got a giant in it, so what does that tell you?
Not just any giant, the giant of light.
The giant.
Who's also invisible, apparently.
Can't be tracked. Virgil.
Okay, so like as a player, I'm an idiot and don't pay attention. But would Virgil know which room his brother was failing to open here?
Yeah,
keeping out.
absolutely. He's next door to you. It's so
Seeing
that you
as
can
my
do Morse
Oh,
codes
God.
on the side of the wall. Are you okay in there? Knock, knock, knock. Anyway.
yeah, I can hear him groaning. It's like I've given him many a noogie, and that been the result. I am going to attempt to just kind of. Actually, can I just kind of like from 5 feet away use my halberd as a like makeshift like a lever to just kind of pop the door?
Absolutely. You're going to have advantage on your athletics check. You
Oh,
use the mechanics of engineering.
Man with stick strong.
You're right. And you triumph over the other. And you pry open the door with ease.
In later news today, party of adventurers defeated by doors.
No, not defeated. Victorious over doors.
I don't
Dude,
know.
I just
no,
scored
my-
nat 20 versus this door. Fuck that door.
After intense combat.
I think it's an end in a TPK.
It
We
may
can
be.
only hope.
I
Kinris.
think I deserve death after those double zeros.
Kinris is gonna like move over to this table and like crouch down beside it to try and get some like. He's not sure about the darkness, so he just crouches down. Doesn't really matter because he's so tall. And he's gonna light a torch. As you know, he goes into his Dungeoneer's pack, pulls out a torch and flint, and gets that going.
Alright.
So I think I might be able to edit that myself because I've got VTT.
cool.
So leave that with me. Yeah, I'll do
So
that.
it'll be 40-20 is how you do it.
Yeah. So,
And also put down all players see light. I assume that you can make that modification.
emitting light. 40-20.
Good.
That's right. Yeah, great.
Perfect.
That's my turn.
Alright, brilliant. This is good. Interactive D&D. Devi.
So that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to pull out a torch of my.
Brilliant. You also have VTT?
No, I've not heard of VTT before.
Alright, while I'm setting it up, let someone explain its glory to you.
I'm not quite sure where to find it, but it's basically a plugin for your browser. I'm pretty sure if you were to ask in one of the channels up in general, someone would probably send it to you. Basically, yeah, it just allows you as a player to edit simple things like dark vision and so on, and size of your token, etc. Like it's just like a bunch more features become like available. And it's just a good pickup.
Awesome. I think I found it on Google. So
I've heard it works best, I think, on Firefox. Might be Chrome. I don't know.
I've heard the same. I think it is Firefox, and Chrome is Chrome is all right.
Alright. A reason. Give me a reason. Is Arizon there?
Oh, yep.
You'll go.
Just gonna walk towards. That's my movement.
Brilliante. Riz. Riz, still trapped in your room, alone and half forgotten.
I'm gonna kind of start swearing at lockpicks because they don't seem to work. I'll pull the crowbar out of my backpack, start forcing this door open.
Now we're talking. The door or the window?
The window.
Window. Perfect. And the window is not very strong. And with your large device, you're able to jimmy it open. And it opens out into the night beyond. There are still rocks and timbers falling around you. It looks like it's a dangerous construction zone. But you don't see any entities. Just a few feathers, white feathers that fall in front of your window.
I'll stick my head out and look up.
You look up and you see a tremendous creature. I'll take you to another map so you can see it because it's just the nature of how the way it works. So, I'll give you light. So you can see what's going on here. And scroll down.
Yep, I see it.
Alright. And so you can see that the giant engulfed her like a gorilla taking a maiden up a skyscraper. His hand is over her mouth so she can't scream or cast spells, and the other arm hangs off the edge of the building ape-like. It looks down at the ground as if it's looking for a place to land. Do you immediately pull your head out, or do you try to make eye contact?
I'll pull my head back in after seeing him.
You don't think it's... Yeah. You don't think it saw you. And it looks like it's looking for a place to leap down.
Okay. I'll duck back inside my bunk and get ready.
Brilliant. And I returned you to your room. Malik.
In which room did I see the snobby chick walk into?
She went upstairs to the penthouse.
Okay, because I don't see steps anywhere.
You don't? They're not inside.
So the steps would be outside?
Apparently. No, I mean, you don't see them. No one really paid much attention, I guess.
Gonna walk here, and can I do, I guess, like an investigation or perception check on where I could probably kind of hear some rustling or where like a struggle going on, like an area?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can have advantage on it since, as you say, it is a struggle. It sounds almost directly above you. Or maybe above and down. kind of almost directly above you when you were back in. Almost directly above this table, let's say that. Or this pot plant.
I'm trying to think of what I could do. I guess I can't do anything for now.
Alright.
I guess I'm gonna try to. No, never mind. I can't do anything right now. Yeah.
Alexander.
Step through the door. Yeah, I have a bit of a loss of what to do as well.
I'll just.
Since
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll just tell everyone. Yeah, it's the area where the struggle is going on is above that table.
Alright, in that case I'll move to the closest window and try to pry it open so I can look out.
Alright, the windows aren't as strong as the doors. It's a DC 10, and you have advantage if you have any sort of implement.
A maul, I guess. Oh no, I can pull out a hand axe and I can jam the blade into the shutter and try to pry it open with that.
That's perfect.
I haven't got my advantage button set up, so I just roll it twice.
Yeah, no worries. Alright, looks like it's
never
on.
mind.
Looks like it's on the fall. And you pop it open like a cherry. And you don't see a giant, but you do see bits of timber falling and also white feathers stained with blood.
How big is the window?
Only about 3 feet wide, and your shoulders are about 3 feet wide. So it's going to be a tough. It's going to be a tough fit.
Yes, it's not happening.
Not without great, not without ease. Tight.
I guess I'll start moving over towards this door.
Alright. Any Marco?
Well, since my last attempt went well. Oh, also, this door is open for me now? Is that just...
Oh yeah.
Didn't he open it for you? Yeah. Brother opened it.
Thanks, brother.
Someone's gotta, you know.
Alright, let's do this. Sorry, I'm just trying to count. $25, yeah, just moving. There's no one going outside?
I intend to.
Alright, I will dash over towards the door then. Push that out. I can make it about roughly, yeah. I will dash to over here to next to the door. And that's all I can do.
Alright, brilliant. Virgil.
Alrighty, so let's get into the fray, I guess. And let's see here, where is this door at? Oh, it's a window we got open.
The door is here.
Can jump up onto the table and I am gonna take the dash action. I'm gonna post up right there, and that will be the end of my turn.
Brilliant, Kinris.
He's not emitting light from me.
He's not emitting light for you. Oh, right, okay, let me see if I can work that out. Well, here we go, this will be the problem.
That's better.
Excellent. Mr. Kinris.
Alright. Use my movement to go here. I will use my action to dash again. I won't go the full distance. I might just end up just here, beside Virgil. And that is my turn. I don't have a bonus action, so yeah, that'll do.
Okay, David.
Alright. She's gonna come here and try to bash down the...
Alright, let's do this. The theme of the adventure.
Door
21.
destruction.
21 will absolutely destroy it. Huzzah! We are free from the clutches of Odin.
Alright, and I still have 5 feet of movement, so I will just step outside and see if I can spot where to go.
Alright, you have advantage on your perception check.
Alright.
You hear the sound of crashing timbers and lumber almost due west of here. Like, basically straight through the dormitory.
Alright. Well, that is the end of that turn.
Okie dokie. And Arizon.
Let's walk towards the door. That's now been opened. That's using dash, so I guess I'm just here.
Excellent. And as the party makes for the front door, Riz, you come face to face with the giant of White Crag and its prey. It leaps down in front of the building, but it doesn't see you because it's not looking in, it's looking out. It's looking out towards the Dagger Hills and the wilderness beyond. And it's really quite busy keeping this now comatose elf held within its clutches. But when it lands, Riz, it's silent. You no more hear this thing jumping down from the second story, some 25 feet above, into the grass than you would hear a cat falling from the same distance. The giant tucks its prey underneath its wing and skulk off in the distance towards the forest beyond.
Can I make a mental note of the general direction it's trying to hide in?
You absolutely can. When we bring up the big map, I'll give you the general direction, but from here it would be roughly northeast.
Okay.
Alright, we can exit initiative at this point because I don't think there's any way anyone's gonna find it or catch it. But one more thing happened. Riz, again, you're the only witness to this. But you see that rather than it leaving footprints, it leaves in its wake just mist.
Spooky.
Fuck.
Well, guys, I think it's gone.
Odin! Odin?
You
Are you dead?
You don't hear anything, but some blood begins to drip from the cracks in the ceiling above your bedrooms.
I'm gonna make a mad dash to
Yeah.
where I assume Odin's room is.
I'm gonna head outside, jump through the window, and use my grappling hook to climb up to the second floor.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'll follow Virgil and the rest of the party up towards those stairs to where the penthouse was, or I'm guessing Odin's room is too.
Yeah, where are these stairs even, God?
Yeah, I reckon.
Here, I think.
There are two sets of them, but yeah, they're in pretty bizarre spot location.
It's like a thing with D and
Yeah. So if you want to put yourselves all close to the stairs, I'll then move you to the next level.
Where are the stairs
Yeah.
at?
If you go south of where you are, directly south, and I'll just take over Debbie myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Damn, we should have just broke this south door right here.
That's what I was gonna do, but
What, actually fight the giant?
yeah, it's a good thing I failed because I would have been one shot by it probably.
No, you're a barbarian. It would take 2 shots.
I mean,
guess
we're
to it.
first level. Anything one shots us, you know. Except
Confused.
doors, because doors can't hit.
The good thing about
Strong.
Odin being dead is we don't know we're dead anymore.
I mean, we don't know he's dead.
No, he's dead. Don't worry. He might not know it yet, but
I don't know it yet. Let me tell you what, I got 1 point of lay on hands.
Who didn't
still
I
have
put in
a-
the room? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Who's not there?
I can't see. Oh, there.
The tiefling? No tiefling's there. No?
Yeah, he's here.
There's someone else
Someone-
not there, I think. 1, 2, 3,
There's
4,
someone-
5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of us. There's only 7 tokens. Who's the 8?
Rise
where's
this thing.
Alexander?
Oh, the Minotaur is not there. Right.
I'm here.
Oh, here.
Oh,
Alright,
right.
that-
I was
There's somebody.
Okay. You were
underneath his
under-
token.
The noble was riding him.
So this is a penthouse, a lovely room, elaborately decked out with fine trappings, fine furnishings, and there is a child-sized corpse buried underneath bolt rocks that look like they were thrown in from a hole in the wall over.
I check to make sure he's dead. Like, to check his pulse or whatnot, not to, like, finish.
Yeah, he's stone dead. Stone dead. Head was crushed by stone.
Yeah, that's definitely not gonna do anything, but
Yep.
chalk that up as I tried.
You can look out now and you can see the mist disappearing off towards the forest, the Dagger Hills, roughly a northeast direction. But there's no sign of any adversary, just blood and white feathers.
Can I drop a? Go ahead.
Whatever it was, it took the angel. I saw him carry her off, heading that direction. I'll kind of point.
You saw it. What did it look like?
It looked Asian. It's like a giant, but like stereotypically Asian. Yellow skin, slanted eyes, like a ponytail, like the male ponytail.
I see.
Shall we try to chase him and see if we can save her? Or is it no chance?
It'd be fool's errand in the night. It rip the roof off of a building.
I think it might serve us better taking our assault to Dagger Fall, supplying there and then pursuing this fellow here. It nearly made a sound. I didn't hear a thing. And look at the damage it's caused. This is not.
Wise
Arctic,
words,
you
if
think-
ever said.
Arctic, do you think I might be able to make an Arcana check?
Yeah. In what regard?
Just from like trying to figure out what this might be, just from the description.
Oh,
Yes.
the giant of White Crag.
Yeah.
Right.
Huge beast who doesn't leave footsteps that turn into mist.
Mm.
The appearance of it.
Yeah, it's a history check.
A history check?
Yeah.
Alright. See if I can get some good numbers today. That's pretty good.
Nice.
Alright, that's really good, yeah. The Giant of White Crag is a legend. Not a myth, but a legend. The Giant of White Crag's story goes something like this. Your character might have heard it in a tavern on the way up. Heading up to Dagger Falls, are you? Oh, look out for the Giant of White Crag. And the story goes something like this. There is an apex predator in the Dagger Hills, which are a dangerous land, a land of vampires and werewolves. One scholars to be believed even beholders. But there is an apex predator among the Giant of White Crag who's said to, you can't see him, you can't hear him, he leaves no footprints, and he disappears into the simply an unstoppable, unseeable, unknowable hunter that itself is 15 feet tall, with a penchant for pretty ladies. It's said to keep and collect these pretty ladies. Some people say that it keeps them in cages and makes them sing like songbirds. There are various stories around its various depravities, from eating those maidens to every other horrendous idea you might construe. But a more common theme that those depravities are this idea that it just wants to keep songbirds, beautiful songbirds, the way we might keep them in cages. Legend has it that it's been in the region since the days when the Zentarum took over. It wasn't here 50 years ago because White Crag was part of the defences of Daggerdale. White Crag was a castle ruled by one of the nobles that was loyal to Randall Morn and the Morn family. But when the Zentarum took over, after burning White Crag, they neglected it. They didn't care about it. It wasn't in a position that they wanted to defend. So they just sacked it, destroyed it, and left it. And the Giant moved in. And since that time, they've basically not cooperated, but haven't interfered in each other's affairs either. Some people think that the Giant of White Crag is a Zentarum agent or a Zentarum creature. Others simply think that it's a wild beast that shares the same territory.
Interesting. I'll tell the party what I've heard. But if that's really it, then we definitely won't have any chance of finding it tonight. But
Is there an
we know
idea
where it
of?
lives.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We won't be able to catch it tonight, but if it's the Giant of White Crag, then I think all we have to do is go to White Crag.
Do you think we can? Face it now?
No.
At some point, we'll do that. Next time, I definitely don't want to be facing in my skivvies. That's for damn sure.
Yes, exactly. And then Metamarker will probably realize that he doesn't have his cloak or hat on. So you can all definitely see that he's a tiefling.
Yeah, true. You see a devil in front.
I don't think I'd react in any adverse way.
I mean, we're kind of a weird group as is.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you didn't already have a Minotaur, then
Yeah, I was gonna say you're up there, but I don't think you're the biggest freak in our group.
Asmodee.
We would do well to rest now, take what we can in the morning, and make for the village.
Is
Hand the
Mike
stuff
okay?
over.
Maybe we can even find out more information about this giant once we get to the village.
Absolutely.
No one's renamed Mike. Oh, there he is.
Go, Mike.
Mike Bison, I actually love it. Oh man.
Good.
It's gonna be tragic when he dies.
With his gap tooth and his ear missing. Oh, it's great.
He has a bunch of scars around one eye that kind of look like a dad's.
Oh fuck, that's too good. Is this a chest, Arctic? If so, I'm gonna try to open it.
That is a chest. You open it. It has no lock on it. Salt. Hang on. That might be not. Might not be the chest. Where is it?
This in the penthouse.
Oh, the chest in the penthouse. Right. Yeah. No, my mistake. Yeah, it is unlocked. It is a chest. You open it up. It has a bow. The bow appears to be made of silver, and finest hair serves as its string.
Huh.
And a 3 arrow.
Nice.
A short bow.
Okay.
I pick up the bow and the ammunition, and kind of turn around. And like while I'm looking at it, is there any like significant symbolism on the bow, if that makes sense? Any like etchings or like perhaps a guild artisan's like signature, something like that?
Absolutely. There are perhaps an arcana or maybe history checks.
Sure. I will make where are we here? Boom.
No, you don't know, but you think that they're elven iconography. It seems to have an air theme to it, and finally, it comes with a matching quiver.
I kind of step forward and address everybody. If anybody's, any experienced hunters, perhaps, you might find this to your liking. If we're going to pursue something like that giant.
As a guild artisan, would I be able to check it out?
Absolutely.
I will let you look at it, but you must do me a favor at some point. I found it. I'll recall a favor. So, yours to look at and do it as you please. But
I'm just gonna see if I know anything further about it.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can recognize it as like at least what guild was made it, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna make myself to the bar. Just
Nope,
grabbing
not
a
with a
bottle,
4.
a drink.
Yeah. So you can't identify the markings. It's clearly elven, but beyond that, there's nothing that you can identify. And meanwhile, what's the Malik? Is that
Malik.
that right, Malik? Yeah, cool. I keep forgetting. Malik, you're able to just go and help yourself to whiskey or wine or ale. I don't think there is any whiskey, just wine and ale. But anyway, it's all yours now. There ain't no one stopping you.
Is there like a cash register?
There is a little money box. Yeah, there is a tiny little iron box. It is unlocked. Would you like?
Yeah, I'll open it.
Alright. It has a note in it. The note says, it has 3d6 gold pieces, 3d12 silver pieces, and 3d20 copper pieces. It's your own money. It's like a lot of it is anyway.
So we get our money back.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. Could I make a check of the perimeter, both like seeing if I can't find some like signs of what the fuck just happened?
Sure.
And looking for hypothetical survivors, but I'm pretty sure this is the only people at the inn right now.
Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check or investigation or Yeah.
Let's call it investigation, or let's go survival, I guess. And I'm gonna go ahead and see if, like, right at the edge of wherever this thing ran off to, if I can't just ping it with a divine sense, see if there's any residual magics, I guess.
Okay, divine sense is undead, fiends, and celestials.
Yeah.
None of the sort.
With the
No
detect
tracks?
magic, would I be able to tell that the bow is magical or not?
Oh, it is certainly magical. It is an exquisite design, and its magic is quite potent.
If
I've,
only I had the 100 gold pearl, I could cast Identify, but I don't have the pearl.
Uh-huh.
I've handed it to Riz just for the record.
Cool.
Okay, time to find out what it does the old-fashioned way.
The level 1 way.
Can we change it?
Short bow is a simple weapon.
I don't know if it's a simple weapon, but it is a weapon. Rogues.
Yeah.
It's a martial weapon, and rogues get proficiency with it.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
not
get-
longbows.
That's
Not
correct.
longbows.
Yeah.
Unless you're an
Yeah. True that.
No, I don't get proficiency with it, at least as a martial weapon, but I can start with one. But it must be a simple weapon.
No,
Rogues-
short bonus. Rogues have a special weapon list.
It's on
Yeah.
the short list.
I have simple weapons, hand crossbow, longs, rapiers, and short swords.
Not short bows.
I don't know if
You
that's.
should
I
have a
think it's
short
a simple
bow
weapon.
and a
I'm
light.
pretty sure you have short bow. Yeah.
I'm confident that the rogues are proficient
I
with them, and if not, we'll say
The
that
whole
they.
life is a lie.
Yeah,
and
because you
they-
can start with one. That's one of your
Well-
options for starting equipment.
That's just
Simple
bizarre.
ranged weapons, short bow.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, okay. So it is a simple weapon.
Oh,
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I guess sorcerers can use them too.
Huh.
Not that they ever would, but they could.
Could I?
I think that means wizards can use them, but I don't need it.
No, wizards have a special weapon.
Oh, that's right. They don't even get simple. Yeah.
No.
You get daggers, clubs, and quarterstaffs.
Yeah.
Can I clear the body of our of Odin, our host, from the rubble?
Yeah.
And take it
Yeah.
outside to bury.
Yeah, you can. You haven't found his bedroom yet.
Oh, I guess.
I will try to locate that.
Yeah. Go
Set up-
look around, see where we can find it.
I will
I'll
help
open
dig
this
a
back door.
grave.
I set up a little cairn for him as well, maybe like out the front, close to the road or something.
Can I check what's if this door is locked out here?
It's not only not locked, it's slightly ajar, as if someone left it in a hurry.
I will open it.
It's a room with halfling-sized dimensions.
I will squeeze in and see if there is anything of use.
You can make a search check. There's a lot of stuff of use here. Yeah, so most of it's halfling-sized, but there is a lot of stuff.
Alright, bad roll, here I come. No, that's not bad.
Okay. Where are we? Where are we? My notes might be a little bit all over the place. I'll look at it. Okay, cool. You certainly found some, but and basically this is a equipment suitable for a guy to live in. It's a fairly humble place, but he has several sets of clothing and a few sets of shoes and cloaks. All the stuff that you might expect. He has some writing equipment, but none of his writing appears to be interesting. And you're just about to give up when you push his halfling-sized bed aside and you see that there is a trapdoor on the
Oh, hell yeah, I'm opening that.
trapdoor is locked.
Don't go open that trap door.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to use my spear as leverage.
Sure, it's just a padlock, so a spear and leverage is perfect.
Yep. So try to open it up.
All right. Make an athletics roll.
Alrighty.
You pop it open, but in doing so, I should probably describe the mechanics of this so that you understand what's happened. Rigged underneath the trapdoor are some wires. They are held quite tight. Those wires are rigged, attached to a glass vial filled with a noxious gas. They are rigged so that when the trapdoor is opened, before the trap is disarmed, they explode, filling the area with noxious gas. Fortunately, you're by yourself. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
You pass, and thus you don't take any damage. Nor do you collapse unconscious from the noxious vapors, which is a blend of drow poison and assassin's blood.
Oof.
That would have been tough.
Here's a ladder leading into the darkness below.
I'll peek my head out and say, "Hey, I found something." And kind of let the room air out a little bit.
Before I
Did you
before I
ever?
go
Are
in-
you okay?
I'll be fine. This isn't
Before
as
I go
bad as
down-
metal poisoning.
I'll take your word for it. If we got just a minute, I would like to go fetch my sword proper if we're going down into a tunnel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Arcus
I'll go
supply
get my
clothes.
from this
Are we
fence
doing-
house.
We're doing this? Okay. Alright.
Or still going. I thought we'd be wrapping it up pretty soon here.
No, we have another half hour.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you guys want to go down the tunnel?
I mean, do we not want to go down the tunnel?
No, that's completely fine. We have the salt to worry about. And there's just a lot going on. But I'm all for it. I really am. So let's do it.
Yeah,
I'll gear
I'd
up.
like to at least see how extensive this tunnel is. If it's just like, hey, it's just a little thing, or if it's a big thing, we might.
Yeah, it could just be a cellar.
At the bottom of the ladder is a set of stairs. Those set of stairs lead to a jail-style gate that puts you down on the map.
Arctic, before we jump down there, search for the desk and what looks like a bookshelf in the penthouse.
Absolutely.
If there's anything worth finding.
Could I also use my Furbolg magic to cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. I'll begin concentrating on that. And I'll set the aura up just in case.
If you scroll down to the bottom of the map, somewhere near... Oh, I can just zoom you in. Easier. I haven't put you in any particular order, and it might be a little bit difficult to understand, but the staircase just basically winds like that, if that makes sense. Winds. So you can decide what order it's not. Have been welded onto the stone wall here. Secure and strong enough to hold a wild animal like a lion or something. But yeah, those of you who wish to go down the ladder, you can. You can then go down the staircase and you find pressed up against the bars while the rest of the party pushes into you, forcing your face up against them.
Alright. Who's going first then? Is it me?
It can be me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
don't
a
mind either.
locked door?
It's a set of prison bars, and it has
Oh,
a lock to match.
okay. I could
Whoever's-
unlock those
oh.
if you guys want.
I don't know. Is
Bust your way into it.
a wise decision. Actually, hang on.
Trying to find a key.
Well, I mean, we took, we moved Odin's body. Did that have a key on it?
Well, wouldn't have buried him yet, I don't think. It's a while to bury someone. And we discovered this while the digging was probably happening. So Odin's corpse is still lying near the half-dug hole. You search through his body, and you'll find his hand crossbow and a key, an iron key.
Oh, nice. Well, I guess I'll take the hand crossbow. He won't need it. And the key, yeah.
That's the best way to defeat doors, with keys.
It truly is the...
Yeah, and we've had some real challenges with the doors.
Does his
I will deliver it to
have
Riz.
silver bolts?
It does not have silver bolts, no, but it does have poison bolts. The poison, however, is drying and becoming...
Huh.
Well, if I don't need to unlock the door, I don't want to go first.
Then
I'll
I
go
will-
first.
Let me through. I don't
Okay.
care. Go on. I'll do it.
Well, I found the key, so I get to eat the trap too.
There you go.
All right.
I will use the key.
Alright, the door opens. Okay, and Debbie sets off the bear trap. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Ouch.
As you leap out of the way of the trap that snaps itself off, a crossbow fires from within a wooden box. You don't see the crossbow; there's just like a slot, and the crossbow fires like out of a wooden box straight into Debbie, even as she jumps out of the way of the bear trap. Whoops. 7 points of damage, Debbie.
I take 4.
Fuck.
Alright. You don't hear the crossbow reload itself.
I want to take a search action.
Alright.
Oh, are you okay?
Pulls the crossbow bolt out. I will.
You discover a bear trap that wasn't set off because of deft agility, and you discover a crossbow trap that was set off, but can't be reloaded. Basically, it's a crossbow in a box. Isn't that amazing? You open the box, you reload the crossbow. Revolutionary. Brilliant. Quite brilliant.
And from some semi-safety of leaning back, I'm gonna just kind of tap around using the halberd shift 10-foot pole.
Perfect.
Can I? Now that this trap's gone off, could I
Yeah.
could I collect that?
Absolutely. You can have a bear trap or hunting trap, whatever they...
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, who's got good eyes here?
I have okay.
I
You're
have
certainly not doing it next.
All right, I'm
You're-
gonna take the halberd from
All right.
our paladin friend and keep an eye on things. I'm going to guidance myself.
All
Just
right.
be careful up ahead.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so this is a good time for me to explain how I do these things. I don't do perception. I do investigation. Like if you've got a halberd, for example, and you're tapping the stone, tap 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 tap, walls, roof, floor. That's investigation to me. It's not perception. It's not about whether you're not
Gotcha.
the thing. You're investigating it.
Then that would have been a
The
1.
way I also
Or a 2.
do it. However, the key thing I want to make in addition to that, or even more important, is how you don't do an investigations check for every 5 foot fucking of searching you do, for example, but rather in my own mind, I don't tell the players, but in my own mind I divide the dungeon into sectors. For example, this room is a sector. This corridor and this door and whatever corridor might lay beyond is a sector. When you get to a room and so you're travelling through the same set of corridors, then it's probably the same role, but I won't tell you when you go into another sector. It'll be a kind of second guess when you think it's a new sector. It should be relatively intuitive, I hope. So anyway, your perception, your investigation check, you're finding nothing, you're finding nothing, you're finding.
All right. So I'm still kind of going on.
I'm gonna put my wand away and pull out a sickle with my torch.
Rock
And,
fall every dexterity saving.
Man.
For everybody?
No.
Oof.
You hear a tremendous crash of stone, and I'd love to describing traps. I hate just having a trap that you can't understand. I love them at traps. And in this instance, the mechanics are like this. The crossbow was activated by a tripwire, and this is the same. There are tripwires on the ground, multiple, that connect to a net above you. That net holds within it a ton of rocks. By disturbing the tripwire, the net is stripped aside and the rocks just collapse. Debbie is buried underneath them. Roll for initiative.
Oh boy, oh. The fuck does this guy have under his bed here for? God damn.
I don't know how hectic is it.
I take that 13, I'm assuming.
Yeah, absolutely. You take 13, you're knocked unconscious, you're dying, and let's see if they can save you.
I would roll a bloody 1.
Alright, Manamarco.
Of course I roll a high initiative.
Indeed, that's just what we need. You to
So you can bleed
Roll a
off
20.
faster.
Precisely. So, Manamarco, you're about halfway down the tunnel. You can hear Debbie going, tink, 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 and as she uses the halberd, she chops one of the tripwires, and the rocks just come crashing down, as they are supposed.
Oof, that does not sound good. I'll try to see if I can... man, I don't know if I can get any farther than this.
It's clogged. The tunnels are like made for not a halfling, but maybe a dwarf. They're about 3 feet wide and 5 feet tall. Your horns are rubbing against the stone above.
Sharpening them. Is there a person right here in this square?
There sort of is.
Because I think I could use my movement to push past and get to this next square.
Yeah, go ahead. Push yourself up there. It'll really show us just how clogged it is, right?
Yeah, I can't.
Right?
So that's not gonna.
Your ass is in my face, dude. Fuck. Who do you give the groin to, and who do you give the buttocks to when you're passing?
Ooh.
Who gets groin? Who gets buttocks? They're both men.
All right.
I will face the peril.
I was gonna say probably Virgil will get the groins because
it's fair. That's right. That's right. There's nothing wrong with brothers.
This other noble has not only ass but tail, and
The tail's like slapping against his face like a cat.
Fucking tieflings.
and
Debbie.
from here,
Yeah. And from here?
I was gonna say, I was gonna try to use Mage Hand to pull a rock off her, but unless it's
5
only 10
pounds at a time.
Yeah.
It's 10 pounds.
Oh,
Mage
10 pounds.
10.
There you go. It's not 20 turns, then it's only 10 turns. Get there.
Yeah. You know what? Mine as well. I'll reach over and use Mage Hand to pull one rock off of her.
It reveals her holy symbol. Debbie, you're too young to die.
One success.
Hanging in there. Alright, Kinris, you hear a tremendous crash, and then the tiefling pushes past you, and there's no sound up ahead from your scout.
Alright. Looking ahead, the way is definitely, it's too hectic. There's a little bit of space here. So I want to scan back down this corridor along the walls and the ceiling. And then finally the floor, and just kind of give it a once over.
Yeah, I can be a perception check, that can.
Perfect. It's a 12.
Yeah, apart from the absolute bizarre having this tunnel here in the first place, there's nothing in that. It seems to be as old as the old fort. In that case, maybe it's not that unusual. After all, it was a fortress, right?
No, I guess so.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
Cool. That's my turn.
I suppose you could survive a siege down here, I guess. Alright. Virgil.
Alrighty. I am going to move up to Devi. I am going to drop my sword and try to pull her out of the rubble.
Brilliant. Make a medicine check. As you pull her out of the rubble.
Oh, I'm so good at those. A natural 1. I'm gonna burn the inspiration on that, though.
Alright. Well, you managed to remove her without causing any further injuries. Make your athletics check now. Yeah, and you drag her out. Devi is dragged to safety. Whoops.
If I can, I'm gonna try to grab my sword before we leave here. Or better yet, if I can pass her down the line and we can just, do it that way.
Perhaps we can. Riz, is there anything you can do?
No, nothing really. I guess
No.
forward.
I can't. This is not your area of expertise. Arrows on, no, I guess. I don't think so. Shuffle her back.
I don't think much you can do.
Yeah, she gets
So just
past. Yeah.
can I get over this rock thing?
Yeah, you can.
Can I stand on top of it?
Brilliant. And Malik, you're able to do what you can to save her life.
Am I able to see if they passed her back this way?
Yeah, that's right. That's her in the middle there.
I go prone and I crawl onto Alex's legs and try to avoid his penis.
It's hard. But you passed your dexterity saving throw. And you dodged the dongle, the pendulum.
I try to dodge the penis.
Just gets you once in the face.
I get hit.
You feel like less of a man, or perhaps more of one.
budgeting.
Got some Dagger Mountain oysters up there.
And I whisper words into the air as I'm under the
Fucking
penis.
done.
and
Dagger
say,
Mountain Oyster.
Sylvanas, grant of Devi life again. Oh, it didn't cast. Oh, I'm casting healing
Why do you
word.
tribal of savagery?
I didn't mean to cast. I bite the penis.
Thank
No.
you, gods, for presenting this victim to me fresh.
For some reason, I'm
multi-attack.
I'm literally clicking on healing word, and it keeps giving me primal savagery.
Oh god, that's 2 failed death saves.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Roll-
cool. So healing
roll a
word is
D4
D4 plus like your casting. Isn't it?
plus whiz, I think. Yeah.
I have a 19 AC. Neither of those 15s are gonna hit me. So
You are protected. Alright. And you open your eyes, Debbie, to see that you have been saved by Malak, while, meanwhile, who... Arizon has just strided past you, ignoring you, uncaring about you.
that's fair. Wouldn't expect that jerk anyway.
Harsh. You make up your mind really quickly.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I will be. Thank you for your help. I'm letting
Are we
someone
out of
else lead
initiative?
for now.
We are out of
Same.
initiative.
Let
So
me
perhaps
go
we can
first.
be a little more careful going forward here.
Who's
Perhaps
taking
we
Aura?
should
First, I insist.
come back tomorrow. Unless we insist on moving forward.
Yeah, we're not really in a rush.
I'm not quite sure how deep it goes either.
Not even sure what's down here. Well,
Or what this is all for, yeah.
Manny, are you familiar with who built these tunnels, or the old Fort Inn, by that matter?
Let me see what I learned in my studies in Arctic. I'll make a history.
Go
If
ahead.
anyone can remember anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm wicked smart.
The Old Fortin has a storied history, almost legendary. It was once a dwarven fortress. This isn't just the remnants of the dwarven fortress. It's since been built and rebuilt. It gets burned down about every 50 years or so. And so it's had a bunch of owners over the years and a bunch of refurbishments, but it's never been a particularly complex building. Whether it was owned by the dwarves or one of the nobility or independent owners, throughout its history, it's just been a pretty basic structure. A big central vaulting hall with add-ons that give it the rooms and the stables and even the penthouse that we know. So the original old fort was nothing but a single great hall. This part seems to be just as old as the Great Hall, and it was presumably part of the original keep's design, but no story you've ever heard has ever mentioned either the current owners or the existence of these tunnels.
I'll relay that to everybody. Never really heard anything about these tunnels. But this whole place was built by dwarves, so they had the potential to go on for a while.
I think it would be wise to turn back then.
We can assess our situation in the morning, maybe.
Indeed. One near-death situation is enough, I think.
You mean
Or
like
two? Is that two near-death? Three? Three near-death?
Does the doors count?
I think the doors do count. For me, at least.
4. 4 it is.
Yeah, let's go back.
All right. Let's
We'll go back
turn
and
back
rest.
then. Just be wary of the other things that we saw and pointed out. Be careful.
Oh, we
Bear
got a
trap.
free hand crossbow and a bear trap. Cha-ching! Loot,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
two hand crossbows, actually.
Oh, how many bolts did I get off of,
None.
Odin?
None.
Oh, none at all?
No, see, he had his hand crossbow in his hand, and his quiver is at his belt, and his bottom half of his body was buried under rock, but the top half was not.
Ew.
So
Yeah.
I probably destroyed all the bolts.
Yeah, would have
Yeah.
mangled him.
Crushed him, yeah. Arctic, was there anything else of interest in that penthouse?
No, not once you found the hunting bow.
I see.
There's some bloody feathers, if that's interesting.
No, that's not really my thing.
You know what? I will take one of those actually.
Or
What's special about the hunting bow? I'm guessing
That
you're
is-
going back and taking your long rest.
yeah, will you
Something.
attune to it during that time? Because we don't have identified.
Yeah, I'd attune to it.
Alright. It is the hunting bow of the sky.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, it's hers.
Magic missile. Oh,
This thing's dope.
That is pretty good.
Damn, that's a
Daylight
good
once.
pickup.
Yeah. Magic
Wow.
missile once for long rest. Daylight once for long rest. Yeah, that's good.
And it's +1 short bow. Holy balls.
Crafted in with Draenor? Wow.
level 1 still?
Yeah, we are.
I mean,
All we did was fight doors.
yeah.
We
Hey,
survived.
those doors are tough villains.
hey,
They
don't
were-
forget we activated traps.
Yeah,
Debbie
Sure.
activated traps mostly.
So I'm level 2, and everyone. No, just kidding.
Roger. And also Riz for that solo. The musical solo.
There you go.
Ah, yes.
Truth.
And living to see the whatever giant,
True.
only person in history to ever see it.
Exactly. First eyewitness
Ooh.
account.
That means you're at least level 3 at that point.
Alright, so I guess we're taking our long rest. Coming back down here.
Yeah, I'll probably come back down next week.
Yeah, we might as well call it at this point.
Raid the
Alright.
pantry.
There's a lot of
That
food.
was. I mean, it's not doing anybody else any good, right?
Go to West.
Do we still have the livestock and the beasts of burden? Were their horses stabled?
No, there are only 2 horses and one belongs. And the other one belongs to the knight. They're both gone.
Right. Okay, sweet. It was Mike Bison, okay, after the giant. I still can't get over that, eh? That's amazing. It's gonna have me laughing all night.
Fucking hell.
So dumb.
Man, I love Mike
We need
Bison.
to eventually awaken Mike Bison. That is a
We have a
long-term
druid.
goal.
Seriously, yes. Can we please?
Oh, dude, for real.
Awaken Mike Bison.
Give him levels in monk.
Oh, that gives me an idea
Nice.
for reflavored
Mike
Bison, who's a monk.
A strength.
A strength monk reflavored as a minotaur, or a minotaur reflavored as a bison. Mike Bison.
Oh my god.
Instead of a gore attack, he has a bite.
Specialized on